Okay, so we are maybe a bit lazy, but that's not why we don't do water changes. Okay, so water changes for me are a tool and they're fine to do. But what I didn't like to water changes is, or was in the past, that's like years ago, 2008, was that they promised something that they do not do. And that's an issue. You know, some things like that, that marketing promise you there's trace elements in there and you replenish them, what they do not do, or they're effective in reducing your nutrients, what they do not do in an effective way too. That was kind of a problem for me because it is a problem for science. What happens when you do that and tell people that this water change is like solving all your issues is that nobody really, value a solution. Because why should you solve something if it's already solved? There is no problem, right? And that wasn't true. There was a problem, but people would think, no, I just do a water change and everything is good. That would inhibit a company or a person like me that wants something, wants you to create something innovative or maybe, solve issues in reef keeping, to actually go that way. They would say, oh, no, the water change is fine, And that was something that I didn't like, the water changes. It wasn't the water change itself. I did millions of them, right? But that was kind of the pain behind it. And you need to understand what a misconception does to our hobbies sometimes. It's not only, something bad for you. It might even work, no problem. But it inhibits innovation, inhibits something that moves forward, So that was kind of my problem with it. And right now, when we talk about it, a lot of people understand why water change is actually not doing what they say they do, okay? And we still do water changes, but I want people to do water change for a reason that works, and that's important. So that's kind of the past, right? To make you understand. To reach all this stuff, we needed higher transparency in a way of knowing better what's in your aquarium, right? What's in your water that you keep, okay? So that's why I actually created HPLC first, which went for macro elements, but then I not created it, I brought it into the industry and created the methods for it. And also ICP, the same thing. ICPs were available back then, but nobody was using it kind of regularly in our hobby for the stuff that we do, testing aquariums, right? So I needed that transparency to understand and make people, and actually to prove that when you do a water change, for example, you're not replenishing that many trace elements, right? So you need, in science, you kind of need something that you can, you have a theory, you can logically explain something, but if you prove it, that's the step that you would like to have, like a proof that I can prove it to you, send your samples in of your freshly mixed salt and see how many trace elements you'll find, right? That was a goal to make that understanding, just prove what we think and what we kind of, what that mindset is like. This is the way we think, right? So the problem we got, though, was in that time, nobody really did any scientific work into that field that much that we could use it in a fit for purpose way for your aquarium. So realistically, nobody would tell you this amount of vanadium is needed in a reef tank, or this amount of, nickel, or this amount of zinc, or, they could tell you maybe how much phosphate, but how much calcium, how much magnesium. But even on potassium, it was already, oh, yeah, some people like it higher, some people like it lower. Like, it was always a bit of a difficulty. And the way you normally do that is you go back to the habitat and measure it, and then you find out, and you come back and say, this is what the corals and the animals need in the natural habitat. That's what we're going for. I even had not that good possibility because I was not here. But I started doing and finding out there was a lot of pioneer work to kind of find out what these set points are. And there's another misconception right here, right? People think nowadays you buy ICP and somebody will tell you, somebody will have done this work already. But no, nobody done that for me, so we needed to sit down and do it. And there is a lot of people right now coming into the hobby and they think, oh, no, it's all done. I just listen to somebody, he will tell me, and that's another misconception. So be careful. People talk, people say things, but might not all of it be realistically true. you know, so or usable for you. And I will keep going. So what we also did then was, what this tank is also running on is we created a holistic method, because a lot of problems, and you can ask questions afterwards about that, came from this chaotic way of running a reef tank, right? So to realistically solve issues for people at home, and, you know, try to get them more successful, we needed to solve these issues in a holistic way. And I'll tell you one more thing about that. It is a bit selfish, but we needed also to have a framework for our science. So when you look at scientific work, it's all about replicants, right? So you need to replicate, let's say, 100 tanks, and in this 100 tanks, you overdose vanadium, and then you get a understanding what an overdose of vanadium would do for you, right? To achieve this, we couldn't run that with just the chaotic way of people running a reef tank, because then it could be something else causing the death of animals, not the overdose of vanadium. So we couldn't really prove it. We couldn't use that knowledge, even if we find it in some aquariums, but maybe the guy just added something or have a sulfate reactor, you know what I mean? Like, there's too much chaos, right? So for creating that framework, we created TRITON method. And that's selfish, because to make people run the TRITON method, we needed to make it easy. We needed to make it like somehow successful, right? And that's what we did. We kind of created something that people can replicate at home. They stick but to a very tight framework. And that framework we can use to replicate our experiments, right? Or the data, or validate the data that we have. Just to let you know. So this is the way TRITON, our company, and everybody here, our scientists like Julian, or my dad and my mom, everybody thinks like that. It's a bit different to that trial and error that we used to in reef keeping. Okay, just to let you know, this is important to understand the rest. So yes, we created that method. We tried to convince some people, and the way we do that normally is we prove it, right? So obviously, I'm a 32-year-old reef keeper, let's say that. So I'm 42 now, 42. Yeah, 12-ish. I was 12-ish when I started, right? So 30 years, let's say that. And I have several tanks, but this tank was the one that I had with the TRITON method. So that's my tank in Germany, the first one, the TRITON 1.0. And you can see there's no space left, right? We had that 1 meter clam in there. A lot of people know that tank. And I'll just show you some pictures of it, like different angles and stuff. You can see the corals growing out of the water. They're everywhere, right? They're all happy. A massive growth. Do you see my my mouse? No, you can't, right? Do you?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. So I can show you some stuff. So yeah, that's a bluish loripes, for example. That coral back here was 1 meter in diameter, right? So that's a prostrata. You have millipora, digita, everything. You have like just everything, and it's very dense growing. This light was also created, like it's my light, so they're called the Lanis. There was the first LEDs proven over a tank to grow aquapora like this, right? So that was 2008. Okay, that's a very flat light. You can see LPS on the same amount of light like the aquapora, even that aquapora growing downwards towards the sand. But this thing is already like 50, 60 centimeters in diameter. So I tried to get pieces out of it, which you can see here, but it just didn't work. It was just too big, right? Yeah, it was hard for me to dismantle this tank, I'll tell you. Like all this coral growing out here, there's a humilis right here in the corner. All this aquapora are gone. Yeah.
Before you move, so this tank, so this was an experiment tank. This was the first step for the TRITON method, where you were not doing water changes and you dose in elements.
Yeah, that was not the first one. That was the one that was the showcase one. So the first,
okay,
the TRITON method a bit before, like the first steps of it, right? And then this one was the one that had everything like you're using it right now. Okay, so this was the ultimate proof. Like I did everything like as I wanted it to be. Like put my corals in there, had my light over it. And you had the ICP next to it, you know, it was kind of very much proving what's going on. And yeah, then that was just a size reference. So that clam, that's Joe from Unique Corals, and he came to visit us. I'll go one more time. So just want to make sure that this video plays all right. Play it again. Here you go. So you can see that that clam was doing that, like spitting that water on that lights and out of the tank every time, every day, 5 o'clock. Every day, you could put like it was like a clock. Every day at 5 o'clock, it did this. So I put Joe next to it to get a shower. And Joe's not showering very often, so he needed that. But yes, so this is one thing that to see how big that clam is, right? But also we did some water changes in this tank. Actually, we did 3. I think I remember 3, but I wrote 2 here. Because this clam also spawned in that tank. I just need to kind of get it back to you. So here you go. So you can see that, you know, that's the second time. So the first time already clouded the water with all the eggs. And the second time I went and got my phone. That's an iPhone 5 or something, eh? That's really, I'm sorry for that. It's not the quality used to, but here you go. So the clam was spawning in the middle of this tank all the time. Even the little ones went. And it was a very natural kind of thing. So people very rarely achieve something like that. There is a coral in there, that yellowish one that's called banana locani right now. And this coral was growing underneath that rock. It's growing underneath it. So there was still polyps and everything alive underneath that rock. That was a really kind of a good sign for that tank. Exactly too, that prostrata on the top too was the same thing. All growing underneath, it was all alive until it touched the rock, and it was 1 meter, right? And I like that. I like big corals. So this will be the same thing here. And I can show you around if you ask. It's no problem. I'll show you that tank too. So, but if you understand where we're coming from, the next step is kind of, you know, it's hard for people to understand why we do normally what we do. And that's kind of, I'll go through this now. Okay. So what was the main problem? And I told you is what we try to do in an aquarium is recreating nature. We try to go for a specific environment and try to recreate that. It's like mostly people want to have like a laser cutted piece out of the reef in their home, right? So they would really like to look at something like that with corals all over the place and stuff. And to achieve that, you kind of need to recreate that environment, right? And what's needed for that is parameters, right? So you need to understand, for example, if you go that way of calcium, if I ask you, where do you know you need 420 calcium in a reef tank? That's because it's in the ocean 420, right? So then you can adjust a bit upwards to just have a buffer, but you stick to the 420, right? The magnesium, the same thing. So our information, even the ones that you have now, are coming from the ocean. They're not coming from somebody that just said, oh, I'll wake up and we need 420. That's what calcium need to be, right? So it's just the thing that you get this information. And the same thing we need to do with everything else too. And it's much harder, for sure, you know, identifying habitats, go there, find out about trace elements. And trace elements are variable. They are not always the same in the ocean, right? So you need to look at which corals coming from where is a monocolony, maybe that's a really good one, for example. And then you go and test that water there, and you test it every time. You don't test it once. You need to test it in outgoing tide, incoming tide, in between the tides, full moon, king tide, whatever, right? So you kind of try to find out things there. And that's what we're right now doing here. And there's so many little things, like there's microhabitats, there's food sources that come and go every year. So sometimes we have rain here, and that rain causes a massive amount of phytoplankton. Like so much, I will show you pictures later on, but it's unbelievable. Like how much phytoplankton, how it's all getting green, and the water is getting green 60 kilometers out. 60 kilometers, that's 500-meter deep water, still green. Okay, so just to let you know, and that's just a little bit of rain here, right? So seasonal changes, all this stuff is kind of, you need to understand to make that decision on what is really needed for a habitat like that. Okay, And something that I also want to tell you, which is important, this is something that I normally say everybody like on shows or on frag shows and stuff like that, is that corals are not domesticated. They're not like, this is another coral, okay? So if you look at the pet, your coral is a pet, that's not it, okay? It's that. It's not a wolf, it will not eat you, but it is a wild animal. Okay, so even the corals you keep right now, even if they're frags, they're genetically a wild animal. They're still traceable back to the coral that you got at some point, people, collected in the ocean. Okay, so it's not genetically adapted to your aquarium. You need to understand that. That's a very important thing. People kind of have that wrong, like this misconception of a coral being long time in an aquarium, then it's an aquarium coral and it's not wild anymore and it's easier to keep. That's not true, right? It's not true. It's genetically the same one. So you still need to give it and keep it the way it is, where it's coming from, which is the ocean. So all these parameters are much more valid as soon as you see it like that. So you keep wild animals, okay? Just to let you know, there's some of them now starting to be reproduced sexually, which then grow in an aquarium, which you could say maybe they are a bit more adapted, which you can't buy yet, right? So I did a lot of work in that field too. But realistically, everything you keep, wild coral, okay? So understanding that, I'll just keep it short because you can shoot all your questions regarding all that. So what we're doing right now to achieve this stuff is obviously we're trying to bring the next level to the hobby, like we did with ICP testing, like we did with HPLC, like we did with that course 7 that we created. And we need to have a lab here in Australia. And that's one thing why I actually moved to Australia with 4 kids, right? So Luis is having his hands up. Should we just go? Luis?
Am I able to ask a question?
Yeah, Matt, you go.
Okay, going back to the wolves.
Yes.
So, a question I have, will that coral, once it's been in the tank for, let's say, 10 years, since it's a wild animal, and you put it back in the ocean, will it change back to its normal, like the way it was when you first took it out of the ocean?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
It's adapt. So the problem you have, Luis, is these animals do not move. They grow at one place normally, and they will grow there their whole life. So they adapt to a circumstance, to a habitat, right? They adapt to it because they sit there, right? They adapt to it in a way they can, for example, by the form they grow. Okay, so they can grow as a table, but they might also grow as in another form that is not genetically given to some corals. To some corals, it is. Tenuis, for example, is very bound to the way they grow. That's making it a bit hard, like Tenuis or Kenti in the moment, right? Harder to keep in an aquarium because they do not adapt that well. But if you look at a lot of other corals, they actually do whatever they want, right? And that's because of currents, that it was because of light. A lot of it is light, right? And it is like generically environmental kind of factors that let them do what they do. When you put them in an aquarium, then you change this environment. They're not used to it. So that's also why a big coral is sometimes harder, like when a grown coral is sometimes harder to keep in an aquarium than when you put a frag in. A frag is better because a frag is allowed to adapt to the environment you put it in. You know what I mean? So realistically, yes, if I put one of these corals back to where they're from, back to the ocean, they will grow. They will grow really well. Then they will go back to what you know them like they're in ocean. They will possibly grow as a table or whatever, but they will adapt, right? And they are wild. That's what it is. So it's just I just don't want you to think that you buy a coral somewhere in a shop and you think this coral might be tank hardened or something that it makes it easier to keep this coral because it's so long in an aquarium. That's not true. You still need to care for it as if it would be a wild one,
Makes sense. Thank you, Ehsan.
No worries, mate. So what we did then, obviously, to achieve a bit more knowledge and bring that next level is we created a science division, which is actually right there. That behind the tank is that lab, and I can show you around, no problem. This is the lab. And I put it up because we needed something to test water right away. It's this shipping away and stuff that inhibits real knowledge a little bit. It kind of not inhibits it, but it's kind of limits us a little bit. We do a lot of more things than just testing, you know, aquarium water here. And we have a lot of partners and stuff, but we needed a lab here, and it was really hard because we're up here in North Queensland. It's the jungle, right? It's not like Sydney or something. It's really a crazy place with snakes and crocodiles and everything. So getting an ICP lab working over here was hard. It took 7 months. Yeah, but we did it because we needed it. And the next thing a lot of people think is, why do they have their own like research vessel? And again, like we invested into all these things, like it's costing all money, right? Like a lab here costs us money. This boat costs us obviously a lot of money, but we needed it because we need we needed that ease of use or movement. We needed that movement that we can't. Wait a second, I'll try to get that back. Sorry. So, and it's because, oh, it's hard. Okay, got it. So it's because you can't imagine how big this reef is, right? So the Great Barrier Reef is like 2,000 kilometers long. It's massive. And to be able to really find that habitats, to go there and not only rely on people with other boats, or, you know, you really need control over this type of work. You cannot just leave it to somebody. We had divers, for example, sampling water for us from Cairns Marine, and I tested it, and we found lead in them. And that was because they wear lead belts. So they put them into the lead belt, and then that lead from the belt, you know, from the weights, gets into your sample. So these people don't know that. They just think, oh, I'm taking samples, and then you have that lead contamination. You could have a lot of other contamination. So if you want really knowledge, we realized we need the freedom of movement and the freedom of science. So we got us the boat. We got us a scientific research boat, which is kind of a really good boat. But you can see what I mean with big when you compare. This is my boat running down there. And this is one of the reefs we work at. That's Pixie Reef. That's the smallest reef around. Okay. And you can see there's no mainland close by, right? So it's in the middle of the ocean. There's a reef. I work there. But the size of it, if you compare it only to the reefs that surround it, that's that red dot. The red dot, not that hexagon around it. It's just that red dot. That's the reef we were at, okay? And then if you see Bat Reef on top of it, or if you look at Arlington Reef here, Bat Reef, to reach from here to there, it takes me 20 minutes, and this boat goes 40 knots. It's a fast boat. So that's a massive amount of coral here, and a massive amount of coral over here, all the way, right? And all these little reefs here at the edge of the barrier reef, same thing. They're bigger than that one. And if you look at it in a size comparison to the whole barrier reef, right? That is the whole barrier reef. So we talk about all this stretch up from here. You can't even see it over Cooktown. That's all way up, coming all the way down, all the way, and then gone, ending up here. And you will not be able to see that reef that I showed you. It's still here. It's somewhere here. But you will never, ever be able to see that little reef in it. So if you understand that, we did already, like, I think 600 hours on our motors. Like we could go all the way down and up again with the boat, right? That's kind of the way we did, just to find our habitats, just to find some samples that make sense, okay? And to give you an idea of what we do when we're on the boat, and it's not only water sampling, I have this video here for you, right? So we have a product out that is called Enfuse, that is based on parrotfish poo, right? So we look, and it is a spot where parrotfish normally poo, and you can see they're all pooing all the time. And I swim just behind them, and they're doing it all the time. Like you would never imagine how much they do that, right? But they're doing it permanently, and we found that it's a really good food source for some corals, right? So this is another one that is pooing right there. It's a big one, right? And in this case, we try to kind of find out if there's difference. There's another one pooing right next to it, right? So, and we try to find out if there's differences between the species. It might be that, you know, some parrotfish live where some corals are, that, you know what I mean? Like it's a habitat thing. And we're still doing that. And that's Linda, my wife. She's a really good free diver, and she's right now collecting poo for the camera. So we don't really collect it in that little things, but we did it just to show you that how you do it. But what you can see is also, you know, that I'll just stop the video here for a second. See, there's some of them falling down, right? But they have all the different sizes. So this one's just floating in the ocean. They will actually not touch down. They will float like plankton in the ocean. And they are so little that even Aquapora can eat that particles. Just to let you know, and you only see this stuff when you immerse yourself into this habitat. See that? All this kind of stuff up here, it's all floating. It will not touch down. So realistically, you have them eating coral. And that's a biological thing that you find around the world everywhere. So you have, for example, very healthy areas with grassland, but then you will also have horses on there, for example, right? But if you take away the horses, the grassland is not that healthy anymore. You know, you saw that, I think there is in Mongolia or somewhere, there is kind of, they're redoing that right now. And that's proven. This system works. So that parrotfish are kind of, they're grazing, you know, they're eating corals on the reef, and then they kind of give something back. And that makes the reef healthy too, right? I have a picture of Cairns Marine here just because we use a lot of partners too to help us with what we do, and we give something back. So we give the knowledge back to them to be more successful with their industry or with their companies. And one of them is Cairns Marine, working with us for a long, long time. And their divers, like you see here, they collected samples, even if they were lead bound sometimes, they still did a good job. And they have the 2 big boats, and we even test the water on their boats, you know, so it's kind of a very mutual thing, like a very beneficial thing between us. But we do that with other partners too, and you can ask which ones they are. Realistically, that's what we do at the reef. Okay, so just to let you know, we did quite a bit more. And when we look at, we have a section of our science which is data evaluation. So what we do is, I'll skip that one, which is QC and stuff, but we have a very high data volume that we can look into and find out what really happens out there, right? So I have some case studies here for you, some simple ones. We can dive way deeper. We have a massive database, and we also link that to the way you reef tank, like you run your reef tank. For example, the TRITON method. If you run the TRITON method, we know that because you can click it, right? And all this data is in the database where we can search for and find out things. So for example, if you look at phosphate, barium, manganese, we just go that way. Let's go at phosphate. So you see the phosphate, that's some data we can just, the simplest ones we can extract. You can see from 2015 or 16 to 2024, that's all American tests. That's only America. So we can also go by region, right? So this is only America, and you can see, you know, we always find phosphate. So low phosphate's a very rare thing in a reef aquarium, right? Low is okay, but 0, nearly never. Okay, so you can see the test detections and the tests in total, they're very similar, so you find it. But you can also see in 2017 that the Americans had an issue with phosphate. And we don't know why. This is a massive amount of phosphate more in 2017 compared to all the other years, right? And we also look at errors on our side. Don't think that, right? So we look if there is something wrong with the calibration or something, but it wasn't. So it is the data that we need to kind of elaborate, and we can dive deeper into this. Let's give you another one just to make you understand. So this is, this is barium. Same thing. You find barium quite a bit, right? So in every test, you will find barium, which is normal. But 2023 was a peak.
So, yeah,
People start, yeah,
more chicken,
sorry?
but
Oh, here you go. So here you go. So 2023 was a massive amount of barium because people started dosing barium. out of one reason, and there was like marketing around it. People started selling barium. And that was kind of 2023 when you really saw that, right? And I think O was in my talk too. And O was, he's a SEO guy. So he's doing all the Google stuff and things. And he searched for iodine, I think, that comes on. And he found that people were searching for iodine in a specific year more often in regards to reef keeping. And that year was high in iodine, So just to let you know, we can look at the things. That's manganese, which is really cool too, because a lot of people do not find it in their aquariums when they do ICP testing with us. And then they say, oh, Ehsan, you never find manganese, never, right? And it's true, we're not finding it that often, but as you can see, we find it. So detection and test, the red ones, means we find it. Okay, so just because it's not in your one doesn't mean we're not finding it. Okay, so there are people having it. And again, 2016 was manganese year, right? That was the iodine one. Same thing, iodine 2023, right? You find it quite often, but 2023, better. The one thing that you see on here too, we got a bit better in detecting it in 2020. So we could lower our LOD and we found more of the iodine more often, just to let you know. So things, happen here too in the lab, and we did that. And you
Quick
can see
question, Ehsan. So someone is asking how much phosphate does each bar graph represent? How many tests that each bar represent on all of this?
I can't tell you right away here. It's quite a bit. It's over the years that we do testing. But we also do not like to share that data too much, because it kind of, shows how much money you could possibly make from testing like that. And that just creates, competition for us if it is valuable. So
Hey,
I don't. Sorry.
I have a question. I'll raise my hand. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Even with O, going with what O say and research he did with quick research he did, could that be why the phosphate spike in 2017 happened? Maybe a product release, or maybe a use of a certain product at that time frame.
Yes.
Which it could be actually easily researched by looking into maybe YouTube video and see what product was pushed in that time frame in America.
You can. Yeah, mostly it is something like that, Luis. Mostly it is marketing. It is misconception and marketing. That's what it is mostly. So people put something in the tank and they think, oh wow, it works, and then they tell our friends, and this is kind of the non-scientific part of it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. And it could be something working too. I'm not saying that, but you can see that is happening. I would say there are two main things. One, and that's the biggest one, is people hype a product. That's mainly the one. Like people hyping something and it goes around, because you can see that also regionally. So it is not happening in Brazil. It's not happening in Europe. It's only happens in America, or it only happens in the UK. You know what I mean? So if you can separate it this way, it's even a language thing. So if it happens in America, often it also happens in the UK, often here in Australia, but not in Brazil, because the people do not speak that good English, and they're not, you know what I mean? There's a barrier. So these things are really good to see also, because we are the only ones having that 5 labs going on, and you can evaluate them separately. But realistically, that's one of the biggest ones. So if you be careful with that kind of advertising, because it pushes you into that area, right? And the other one is actually also products themselves. So if companies do not quality control their products somehow, which is hard and very expensive, so normally it is not done in our industry, then you end up with contamination. So something that just they don't know about it, nobody knows about it, but it ends in your tank. So if you have a salt, for example, that carries a lot of sulfate, whatever, barium, boron, and you don't know that, and the people sell that, then you keep going, everybody buys that batch, and then in that year your barium shoots up, for example, right? But also, like, people just sell barium right now, which is stupid, right? So but that's the thing that also shoots up that thing. So yeah, I think this is the main two. There's little ones that you could kind of separate from them a bit, but I would say 80 to 20. 80%, it's what I said right now, the two, and the others are just the 20%. They're rare ones. Right.
So based on your data, which country has the worst reef tanks?
I'm not talking about that. No, there's not one country having the worst reef. That's because people are beginners, mate. People are beginners. They normally have a bit of, because they're just new to it. Realistically, you have really good parameters in Australia but that's because people use natural seawater all the time. So they, you know what I mean? Like they don't have that issue. So they go and take seawater. That's kind of faking it. That's cheating a bit, but that's what they do. And that's making their parameters better than often other countries. Most controlled, I would say, is America. So Americans are, and Japanese people, they're both very similar. But not very similar from the kind of reef keeping they do, but from their parameters, right? It ending in the same issue. So you are very controlled. So that's a good thing. But again, on the other hand, it is very prone to these hypes. So that's what you see. You see the biggest waves in things in America. But again, you have the biggest industry too. So you need to understand that, right? That's the point. So there's no bad or good to it. It's just where you do reef keeping very often also dictates which problems you have. And we know that. We know which ones. So when we come to you, we set up for helping you out with a lot of things that we know Australians would not have, for example, right? And the opposite here.
So you're saying you see a lot of trends?
Yes, trends are a very good thing to have. Trends is, we're actually working on trends, to be honest, Matt. In an aquarium too, you do not work on one picture. You work on several behind each other. So you work on many tests that you do and see where your trends go. And that's the same thing. Yeah, we work on a lot of things like that. The main thing though is we're getting asked a lot of questions, right? So because we are the people that invented all this kind of, and people would like to have questions answered. And we need to have in the back, we need to have this understanding of what is really happening to help you. You know, that's also a very good stronghold of that only holistic system thing of TRITON method. It is holistic. So 17 years, 18 years, we're only doing the same thing. So we really know it inside out. And it's holistic means you do not do anything different than what I do here, right? So if you look at it from a help desk kind of or support side of things, we can help you easily. If you ask me, I have cyanobacteria here and I have this amount of flow, I'm possibly ask you 2 questions and I can maybe help you. But if you are in a chaotic situation, so you don't know anything about how the guy is doing his reef tank, how do you want to help him? It's a hard thing. And how do you want to replace trace elements? Same thing. If you don't know what is using them up, what is maybe filtering them out, if you don't know all these things, you actually cannot deliver trace elements in a scientific way. You need to know how much carbon, how much phosphate remover, how big the skimmer is, how much turnover, what is the filtration to be able to, you know, overcome that issue. And that's why the framework helps us too, you know, a lot, right? Let's go to the last one. That's fluoride, my favorite one. So we don't have that much data because we started again, and I can't showcase you that other data that I have from the HPLC. But as you can see, again, fluoride, it's like when you look at the median, that's kind of around 0.8 to 1.2-ish, you know? So yeah, 2024, more people looked at that fluoride, but realistically, they always had some fluoride in there, right? It's not always the case, but it's not a very important factor in my opinion. But still, we sell it. If you believe in it, you can dose it and use it. And if I get more data over time, I will share it with you. Yes, but and that's just a showcase of what we actually do behind the scenes when we're not out there and we're not collecting fish poo. We do stuff like that, which is maybe
out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what was in that fish poo? I mean, I know it's probably classified, but
Well,
is
yeah,
there is there a lot is there a lot of goodies in there?
yeah, it is not a lot, but if you imagine that it is right gone into the coral, it will be a lot for the coral. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it is calcium carbonate for sure. You know, I mean, it's crushed down coral kind of. But what happens in the gut is these animals, you know, it runs to a whole metabolism. So these calcium carbonate crystals, there's something adds to them. You know, chemically, you cannot really inhibit in that way, like massive mixture of stuff in a guts of the fish. You cannot inhibit something attached to it, right? And that's something, you know,
Probiotics?
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't measure probiotics, and I don't think that anybody can, but definitely something like that. But I think more about like inorganic or organic compounds that just get carried into the coral. It's like poo. I
Natural.
mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Like imagine a dog eats a bone, right? Then its poo will turn whitish, right? Just to let you know. And that's calcium carbonate. But
Yes.
it's still loaded with organic compounds that is a kind of, you know, metabolic kind of aftermath, like let's say, and that will grow plants. It will be a fertilizer, you know. It's not only calcium carbonate. And that's the same thing with that parrotfish poo. We have not seen any differences yet, you know. So just to let you know, I'm really, yeah, go.
We have two questions, but I have a statement first. So
go. It's question time anyway. I'll switch off that sharing thing. Wait a second. How do I do that? Yeah, here you go. Good.
Yeah, so it's kind of smart. So if parrotfish are eating the localized corals, you know what they're absorbing because it should be passing through their guts, and unless they metabolize some of it. And then Russell has the first question, and then after that, Paul has the next question. Go ahead, Russell.
Yeah, you mentioned barium.
Yes.
You said something about people selling barium was just crazy. Is there a reason for that? Like, do you not think the corals metabolize it, or it doesn't have any kind of benefit bacterial wise or anything?
Nah. So first off, barium is quite a dangerous thing, you know, so it's not really a good thing. So when you have higher barium, you will have your corals suffer or die. So we always try to inhibit barium to come in the tank. That's what you need to do. You need to try to inhibit it. And there's sources for it. One of them is dry fish food. So realistically, if you are a reef keeper and you are low on barium, just feed twice or 3 times dry fish food and your barium will come up. There's no need for us to sell it to you. It's just stupid. You know, like I don't like that. It's just not real. So it's more a contamination than it is a missing or used up element. And that's what we saw for years, you know, and that's why we're not selling it. But yeah, if the concept of Triton is understood, we test water and then we sell you what you're missing, right? So if we can test water for more parameters, just made up parameters, and we just say, oh, you're missing this and this and this, you obviously will buy more stuff, you know? So that's not what we do, but you need to be careful. This system works for a lot of other people. They would do that possibly, you know? So barium is one parameter I will never add in my tank because
are there any others?
Yeah, rubidium is one more that I tested would be very detrimental, not good. That I see getting sold slowly on the market. And it's not coming to my mind right now, which would be good, a thing that I would buy in America. But if you tell me one, I will tell you if it's good or bad, you know, like
Selenium?
Yeah, one more. I don't really believe in it. That's not
okay.
It's just that the point is, man, this is the problem. You can go through the periodic table and pick and just say, this is important. But if somebody sells it to you, he needs to tell you why. He needs to tell you why it's important. You just say, oh, this is important. No. Tell me why exactly, right? Give me some data, give me a tank, show me before or after with selenium or something like that. You know what I mean? Just
Okay.
don't for, because that's why we're doing all our stuff here. You know, Russ, we do this because we want your trust, you know, like we do this to you to see what we, you know.
I trust you. I've been running TRITON method for probably 10 years. I'm also a retailer. I'm also a retailer, and I sell your product in my store, and I push it as much as I possibly can.
Thanks a lot. But this is the important part for us and also for Julian, everybody that works here, is that you understand we do something for that trust. We want to earn it, you know? And I could wake up in the morning and just, you know, that's not me, you know?
I've seen the results, so I'm a believer.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure. So, well, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Well, I got one more question, and I'm gonna let you go to the next guy. Are there any plans for an ICP MS test?
No, because it's the same reason, Russell. Russell, was it? Russell?
Yeah.
Russell, it's the same reason. There's a beautiful island here called Russell Island, just by the way. It's absolutely crazy. Just to let you know, when you come in here once, just bring you there. But realistically, the MS has the same issue, like all this craziness around it, with the dosing of every element, right? The problem is that an MS is practically not usable for you, okay? So it's not about the MS not being able to measure really low down. That's not the point. But if you look at the error margin that somebody has taken water samples, just an example, that's just one thing. It could go very long, but the simplest thing is you take water from your tank, right? And you ship it to us, right? And if you do that, you know, you are not a scientist, you know, you're not like a trained chemical scientist that would be able to take that sample. And so you take it and everything in your hand. If you imagine, I measure that lead on the belt of the diver in the ocean, right? What would happen to this sample you're taking out of there? You know, like one little particle of whatever, right? And then you send it in and then you run it to an MS, and an MS tests really, really low down, but it will pick up all these stupid things that are not really in your tank. You know, this is the problem with it. So the error margin on that very low end of the scale, which they try to sell you as a benefit, is not realistically usable for you, right? And the coral, I'll tell you, a coral, realistically, phosphate, phosphate is a trace element, which is maybe the biggest one that I would say will affect your coral, okay? So the trace element phosphorus is 6 in the ocean, okay? And then it goes up to 8 or 9. And I'll tell you, nobody cares. Not one of your coral will care of that little move, right? But if it goes like, you know, really high, then you have an issue. You get brown corals, right? So looking at that, do you think it's important to have a measurement that says, tell you it's 7 or 7.1?
No. Not
important. And that's what maybe a MS could do if there was no error. So even if there was no error, it just, you know what I mean? It's just not. So you feed one time, you feed your corals one time, and you will have cobalt in there. Because it's cobalt, it's vitamin B12. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, this low levels just gets you crazy, and it won't help you at all. So if you compare the machines, this is the better machine. It's more robust. You don't need to dilute the samples. And the dilution is also error. You know, what if the guy that dilutes it in the lab have something in that water that he dilutes it with? How do you differentiate between what was in his water that they diluted it or the water that is in your tank? So all this stuff is not happening in the ICP OES, and that's why we went with this machine. I had a choice, and they are not expensive. It's not like this machine is cheaper than the other one. That's not the case, you know? So realistically, it's just overkill. That's what it is.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Thanks.
No worries, man. Anybody else?
Greg, speak up.
I had a question, but if somebody wants to go before me, then go.
Go ahead, Paul.
So,
Julian is even here.
you were saying that you don't do water changes. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't do water changes either. I try not to unless something is. But how do you keep tabs on your nitrates and nitrites if you don't do, if nitrates and nitrites and all that stuff get out of balance? Then
That's
how
the
do you?
Yes. So imagine that in a very simple way. I'll answer this in two ways. First off, let's say nitrate. Okay. So you have 1 nitrate in your tank, 1 milligram. Let's just say that. Okay. Now you do 10% water change. You will end up with 0.9 milligrams of nitrate in your tank. Okay.
Okay.
So then you feed 1 time, it's on 1 again, right? So this is not very efficient, right? So if you do a big water change, like 50%, all right, I could accept it. But actually nobody does that. Normally 10 to 20% is max, right? So from that perspective, it's not very efficient. But on the other side, if you look at export, you can't just do a water change to filter your aquarium, correct? So you run a filter, and that filter is doing the main job, your skimmer, your phosphate remover, all this stuff, right? So what we literally did was we looked at how much is the filter is doing and how much in a week is your water change doing. And in the real world, 10% water change means the filter is doing 90% of the job and 10% is your water change doing, right? So what we did is just get our filter 10% more efficient. It's not that hard. And then the water change does not need to do that job anymore. You understand? And that's the main thing. So when I get my filter so efficient that it extracts everything, and I have heavy loads of antias in here, and I feed them 3 times a day, and my nitrate is not measurable, and my phosphate is on 6, right, outer barrier reef. That's because my filter is so good, you know, and not because I do massive amount of water changes. That's the logic behind it, right? And then the proof is what we do here. I like proving things. That's what we do here, right? So just to let you know, Paul.
Go ahead, Russell.
How do you feel about carbon dosing?
I don't like carbon dosing. It's too dangerous, Russell. It's uncontrolled. That's the opposite of what the Americans do, actually. That's not matching your reefing style. If I look at your tanks. So
carbon dose.
Yes, carbon dose. Yeah, I know you do, but you know, it is against the style you normally use to run your tanks. Okay. So that's because when you dose it, then you don't know what will happen with it. You know what I mean? Like it's a very what do you call it? It's like you put something in that everything can use, you know, like every animal, like it could be bacteria, it could be, and it could be so many kinds of bacteria using it. So you end up with an uncontrolled way of doing things. It works. I'm not totally against it, but for somebody that is new to the hobby or maybe just doing it 2 years and maybe without it had a good tank, I think it's a dangerous thing to do. You know what I mean? That I would choose other things beforehand, like try to get more light over your refugium or, you know, like more controlled things. Okay. And I'm measuring organic carbon, you know, like carbon dose is organic carbon for 7 years now with the N-DOC. And it's not as like you need to really focus on measuring it. I did it more for myself to understand it better, but it's a problem. It's a problem more when you dose it as a supplement for calcium and magnesium than when you dose it for nitrate and phosphate. That's still a little bit better. Okay. But
so
go.
Back to filtration. You talk about filtration. Obviously, a good skimmer, good whatever you use, right? The filter. Can we see your refugium in your tank, please?
Yeah.
Your filter is your refugium. Let's talk about this.
Well,
Sandra was asking as well.
It's all together, right? So I'll turn that. So it's not lit right now, so I'll just try to get the light on over it. So that's my refugium that you can see is it's a total natural. This is just Artemia, so I'll to feed the live food. But I'm not sure if you can see it, but see the algae is growing out of the water here. So all this area is for the algae. So So then it goes over, just floats over on the top, over like a little thing, and then we come to this area where you have the skimmer, which I need to clean, obviously, and a little filter. Can you see that filter?
Yes.
That filter is carbon and then Al99, so our phosphate media, and then it runs over, the water runs just over it, and that's it, right? And then it goes back to the main return pump, and it goes up to the tank. That's my filter. Very simple, right? Super easy. Matches all underneath the tank, and that's the tank opposite to it, right? So yeah, it's not hard, right? So we have quite a bit of like craziness going, and I can show you that too with pumps and stuff.
So
But
if you have an all-in-one, how would you suggest setting up an all-in-one tank for somebody who has a smaller all-in-one tank?
So you mean that when they have it in the back, like a little filter in the back of it?
Yeah, if they're
That's-
limited on space.
You can bypass, so some people just put a pump in there and then, you know, like bypass it, and then have a little refugium somewhere. But realistically, you can't do this just with that little tank. Like when you have a little tank with just behind it a little bit of filter, I tried that several times. So it's a bit too complicated. You need to drill glass and stuff like that to make it really work well. Best off is if you can. There's a hang-on version that works, like a hang-on siphon kind of thing. That a lot of people do that, and then run it still underneath, because you don't need that much space. So you can match everything underneath. 10 to 20% will always work, you know, with the LG filter. Some other people do like the Pax Bellum. You know, the it's like I don't know, it still exists. I think Pax Bellum was the name. Was like a outside filter where you put your algae in, and then there's a light, and it's like a normal external filter. You can do that too.
It's an algae reactor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That would work too. Yeah.
But the other thing is, you could argue that in a smaller tank, your water changes do make a greater impact.
Exactly. If you do more, like it's always a balance. So it is very hard, because small tanks are more difficult, you know, to keep than bigger ones. And there's a reason for that. Like there's more fluctuation when temperature rises, goes quicker. Yeah, I mean, even if you have like summer, this tank would take a day to raise some temperature, you know, like go up, because there's so much water. But a little tank will go quick. So you have other things that you look at, but realistically, it's still possible. I know a lot of people run nano tanks with TRITON, and they work well because it's scalable. This system is just a scalable one. It's fixed, you know, there's everything. It's holistic. It's everything. We tell you exactly how to do it. And that's why you do not do mistakes, you know, because when you do something in a chaotic way, you are prone to mistakes, like little errors that you just oversee. And this is not happening here. This is the main thing why people have success with it, because it's easy, first thing. I mean, look at this, right? Or look at my old tank. My old tank was exactly the same. The filter was just underneath, right? But if you look at, this is a realistic thing for people to do at home. If you look at Polar Reef, it's a beautiful tank. Oh, nobody says it's not a beautiful tank, right? But look at what filtration is behind that tank. So if you scale that down, it will still be more filtration than tank, you know? So what we want is give people a realistic understanding of a super successful tank with like super hard to keep fish, right? And coral, but still able to have that in their homes, you know, like without drilling up the basement, you know, like that's kind of the approach of it too. And you can see that here, like when you get things efficient, and that's when you make them holistic. Maybe it's a bit of an Apple kind of thinking when you look at the Apple computers. I don't want to go there too much, but and then look at the computers you put together, you know, it's a bit the same kind of, you know, thing if you look at it that way. Maybe that answers your question, if it does.
No, it makes sense.
So Greg said selenium has a very well-established biochemical role in life. Whether or not it is ever limiting in aquarium is another question.
Yeah,
that's in the chat.
That's good. That's definitely right. And I looked at a lot of things too, that have roles in life, which is a good approach to look at what is important, what is not, right? That I did that beforehand. And we can measure selenium. We measure it, it's not very good with our OS, but it is okay. It's still, I don't find the proof that this is something that is super, super needed. That's the point. Or it's maybe limited. I never, seen anything. I saw some of the tests for me, where people had problems and selenium was high, and it was an issue. And there's a lot of people measuring with us, like public aquaria. There's some people that do testing with it in public aquaria, and I know that they do. And we find it there. But again, if I see, what we do here is exactly looking at the things. So when you look at Julian, for example, when we go out, first thing we always say on the boat is we're not going to prove a theory today. We try to just look at it and take it. If selenium is important, it is important. If selenium is not important, it's not important. We don't care, which one. It is the knowledge that we're after, right? And for me, exactly like fluoride too, Craig, I don't see a benefit. I use it. People use it. Julian is just calling. It's fine.
Tell him he should be on here. Like, where is he?
Where is he?
He just called me, so he will be on the way. I'm waiting for him all the time. He will come. He'll come. He's so lazy. That's why we don't do water tests. But yeah, so sorry. But the reality is, like, we have maybe a theory, but we are not insisting on proving it, right? So I can be today here and say selenium and fluoride. Like I told you before, Alyssa, right? I'm kind of not a happy guy with fluoride. But when I came back from my wife's like, but you have fluoride in the core 7. So how can you just say no? And I was like, oh no, yeah, shit, yeah, it's true, So yeah, so it's not, we're not nailed down. This is what we do here, is finding out. It's what we want, Manganese, the same thing. So manganese, I think it's very valuable, right? I see it on my tanks. I see it in in other tanks. But we have one guy here. Oh, what's Linda's calling? Everybody's calling. So we have one guy here that is doing some science on the biggest manganese mine in the world, and it's right at the reef in Northern Territory, right? So they have a lot of manganese around. And he was coming here and he's like, yeah, no, it's crazy. There's corals, they're very happy, so then if you find something like that, that's gold. That's gold, because you get real knowledge, And I found it in the well water that Waikiki Aquarium uses. That was the beginning. I think I did a little talk about it too. But nowadays, with all these options, it's just another world, Craig. So you can go the next step, That's it. Like I say, I've not seen it being very useful, but yeah, everybody can decide on their own too,
So there's a difference in making recommendations versus having an element be available.
Well, not in our case. We recommend things that are valuable for our customers, but if you go MS would be for somebody that wants to go into the forum and talk about uranium being valuable or not. That's a hobby too, but it's not my hobby. I'm not going to discuss things theoretically. I'm not like that. I'm not the scientist like that. My dad loves that. My dad sits down with his mates and he drinks and smokes his cigarette, and then he talks about whatever could be, right? But that's the main thing why my dad and me sometimes, get into each other, even working together and loving each other. I'm not like that. I just say, no, I don't want to, just leave it. I want to see, I don't want to do it. I want to see if it works here, if it works somehow, because that's my fit for purpose thing. I just want it to work with one specific thing, right? So that's the same thing with barium. Like, you can dose barium, nothing will change. Like, why do I sell it? No, don't, because it's just not. But if you want to go and discuss selenium, That's another thing, you know, then you can do your MS testing and discuss if you want to dose uranium in your tank. It's a different thing, you know? So we go the other way. We look at it, if it's beneficial, we see anything that would be beneficial, and we can somehow grab it and hold it and say, yeah, if you dose that, if you dose zinc, your coral will possibly not get burned on the tips, maybe. That's what we do, and we saw that several times. Then we sell it, and then we can stand behind it. That's the way I created it, right? So this is my kind of reef keeping, right? But then what it changed to is something else. That's not mine, you know? So one of them things is ICP-MS that it's following thing though. If you do ICP-MS, for example, you do what I'm talking about, like what we have right now, would give you 90%, 99% of your success. And how much success will give you selenium on top of that? That's the question. You know what I mean? Like, the 1% really? Like, or even no percent. That's the point. Like, so realistically, where we are at with a holistic system, with, you know, all this easiness, all the no water change, keeping SPS, like I need to show Luis. Luis, that's the one you're talking about, isn't it? That one. Ekinara. Is it?
Yes, that is it. That is it.
So you reached this already, this kind of tank, or the one that I showed you. Yeah, you could go selenium, you could go rubidium, but how much difference will that do to you? How much difference will that make? Right? So practically, I think, okay, we can go that way, but how much effort do I put into finding out, you know? And I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I don't really see anybody else doing it, but I'm doing it here. So if you see anybody else with a boat here, going to the reef, finding things, bringing back, put it in a lab here, it's all right. But I don't see that. So in the moment, I see a lot of marketing in that area. And I'm, let's say, a bit sad about it, you know, because that's not the mindset I have or I brought to this hobby, in my opinion, you know. So it is not what I wanted, you know, but it's fine. I'm doing my thing. I'm happy with it. So it's all right.
No, you guys
Just-
doing an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Obviously we only go fishing, you know that, right?
Right. Or picking corals
Yeah.
and not
Oh, you
telling
need to know.
anybody.
Oh, Alyssa, hey, everybody's listening, right? I'll tell you, when I'm going out there with my wife, it's so dangerous. She's always this close to get criminal. She wants to grab a coral, bring it back, and put it in his tank more than me. It's very dangerous. It's just that no, so it's not. Don't think I'm doing this, but my wife is a dangerous person. It could cost me the license to my boat. You know. So
Oh no.
you'll be exactly like her. That's very dangerous. Yeah. Okay. Anybody? Yeah.
So back to when you guys were talking about the similarity in the water testing between countries, what's UK looks like?
It's UK is cool. UK is UK, they can't decide. They're undecided. Either they go with what the Europeans say, or they go with what the American. It's awesome. That's really awesome. I can show you data. So not now, but I could maybe California. So either it's American or it's European. It's this is the two. Like you go, either they have problems that Americans have, or even the lithium. You know that in America there is a lot of product having lithium. Not a dangerous one. You know, it's just you have lithium in your magnesium, for example, and stuff. And even that is visible in the UK. So even that is transported. You know, this magnesium is transported to the guy that is focusing on doing American reef keeping or European reef keeping. And I'm not going to say they don't have their own reef keeping. That would be a bit bad, you know, but it is what you see. Yeah. And like, yeah, it's cool. Like Brazil is crazy. Brazil is totally different. Like because of the language barrier, it's absolutely different. Like some things they do is, I don't know how they do it. Like they have the lowest amount of silicates on this planet. And it's not a measurement error. Like I've checked everything. Like they really really are keen to have low silicates, for example. Just the phosphates and everything is just like every other country, but silicates, like, and if you have it a little bit higher, they right away contact you and say, how could it be so high? I'm doing everything to avoid it. You know, like they're really feared of silicates for any reason. You know, I don't know why. It might be somebody
That's interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And then and here in Australia, it's like seawater cheating. So you always see that. There's seawater, which is good. I mean, it works for them, you know. And it's not only that, you know, they're doing a good job, but yeah, you can see the differences. So I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at the Middle East, which is hard because, you know, all the stuff going on there. But that's another area. There's a lot of money. So people there are mostly maintenance people. So not, you know what I mean? They're not reef keepers that do reef keeping on their own. A lot of them are just maintenance, have a big tank, get people in, maintain them. That's another area. China is very difficult to assess. So don't have a machine there. We really need one there to make decisions on that one. But yeah, Japan is crazy. Japan is that bonsai thing that you like, this samurai thing. It's just unbelievable.
That's
like,
funny.
Look, my God, like I had a guy, he sent me four tests from 4 different systems, right? And they're like on spot the same thing. It looked like the same water. Like you have never that, right? Like it's even in this, if you send 2 samples in, they would be different, you know, like even the same tank because of the error margins you have in an ICP, right? So you still have differences in them, like 2%, 3%, something, right? Sometimes even more when you go to the lower amounts. But this guy, I don't know how he did it. It was just amazing. Like even with the percentage of error, like it was, how can you care for 4 tanks exactly the same? I don't know. It's just exactly the same.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it wasn't TRITON method or anything. He just did water changes and whatever. He's like, yeah. But little aquariums, they have like little aquariums, not big. They normally have little ones, most of them. And they have all this aquapora and crazy growing in there, and like really, wow. It's, yeah. They would buy like all our elements right away. They have another different kind of thing to them, you know. But Americans are similar results. It's funny, but you know, like you have maybe more techie, I would say, but it's, yeah, this two, Japan and America, very similar from that, yeah, from the results, not from the mindset. Here, go, Julian, come here. Finally, okay, tell them why you're too late.
Hey,
How are ya?
good. How are you?
Hey mate, how are ya?
And Russell.
Hey Russell.
Sitting in the dark.
I'm good. I was just sleeping at home, just taking it easy and letting him do all the work. No, I was actually at Cairns.
No.
I was at Cairns Marine getting some footage for the presentation I'm doing tomorrow for the for Greg's club.
Yeah, SCMS. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see you tomorrow night. That will be
You'll
awesome.
see me there?
Yeah.
So we take turns. So today was his sleeping day. Tomorrow is my sleeping day. Easy. We work in Australia. One day a week. That's what we work.
Just share the load. It's
You
much
guys
smarter.
are from the future. It's already Friday there.
Yep. Yeah. We're in the future, so we worked out how to work most efficiently. So.
Yeah. But Julian need to work at the weekend. Look.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
True.
That's bad.
Only for Greg and the club, I do that. Other than that, straight after my little boy's soccer game.
Is it a special day today in America? Is there like any
Juneteenth? What is it called, Greg? Juneteenth?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Yeah, it's Juneteenth.
Yep.
So is it like a holiday or is it just like a special day that everybody goes to work?
I had a holiday.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday for federal workers in the bank. But like in North Carolina, the DMV was open today, so it was.
Yeah, most state and local government don't celebrate it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this is why. Yeah, I was thinking because normally you would do it on a Saturday, Sunday or something, and I can do that too. Oh, Dita is upstairs. So anyway, any other questions?
I've got one more.
Julian, you got to be speaker next for us too. We want to
Yeah,
hear
Russ.
you experience. Sorry, Russ.
Russ,
Go ahead.
No, you're good. So you were talking about no water changes. So I've noticed, like, so if my phosphate gets a little high and I run some AL99, the ICP test following, my aluminum will go up.
Yeah.
So how do you control the aluminum if you're not doing any
Phosphate.
water? Is there something that will take it out?
Yeah, phosphane. Just use the iron-based one. Julian
Okay.
sprung phosphane works best. I tested it too for Julian. That's good stuff. So
What
Maybe-
about Rohphos? Will that work too?
good.
Rohphos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for you, I think I don't know. Rohphos is easy to get, but Julian
So
sprung
I
should be
sell
easy.
it. I sell it. I've got Rohphos in my
Easy.
store.
Yeah, then Rohphos.
Just maybe Ehsan explain to Russ and everyone what level of aluminium you'd let it get up to before you're concerned about it, before you need to go over. to
Yeah.
the
I don't
Rohphos.
see any issues, but it still makes me nervous to see it like climbing.
Yeah, you understand one thing, Russell, and everybody else too. Aluminium is we call it a long-term toxicity thing. You know, like in the deodorant and stuff. So we're afraid of that. We don't know, never seen anything, just like you, and like selenium and whatever. So it's nothing visible. But just for security, we try to keep it lower than 100 microgram. So as soon as it goes over that, the computer will tell you anyway. But then you use the Rohphos just one time
It rips
for
it down.
1 month, and then it's gone. Just takes it
Okay.
out.
A lot of people don't realize when they're using Rohphos or GFO, they're actually releasing iron.
Iron.
in
Yeah.
the tank. So it's there's just the way. If you're using an adsorber, you're going to take something out, phosphate, and you're going to put something back in.
Yeah.
So the aluminium
Yep.
is
But- Yeah, but the iron will precipitate very quickly. So if it even goes off it, so aluminium is definitely soluble in seawater, while iron is not. You know, iron needs chapters and stuff. So realistically, you use it once, and then it takes it up, and then you go back to Al99 because aluminium is a bit more versatile. So it takes barium too, it takes arsenic too. You know, it takes like more stuff, and the TRITON method is not based on producing a lot of phosphate. So you just have it as a kind of reducer of the spike, you know, so it doesn't go up and down, like it just stretches that spike. So it's better use AL99 for 5 months, and then you use 1 month. This is what I do here. 1 month Rohphos or phosphane, a good GFO, and then you're
Okay.
done.
All right.
No problem. So good you're here, man.
Yeah.
We're good. Look,
try to get here.
we're looking really
It's
good.
very hard to get out of Cairns Marine in a short period of time. I worked there 20 years, so I walk in there and it's like, hey, and then
You're home.
yeah. Well, Lyle was very generous to give me some really good footage of some of the collection, like the guys collecting the Catalophilia, the Trachophilia, and I don't think many people have seen the environment that those corals are collected from, because it's like the interreefal zone. It's this big flat patch of nothingness, muddy, sandy bottom with caulerpa and that growing around. But everyone's used to seeing coral coming. Well, they think of a coral reef as where the acros generally come from, the outer reef, where people take the photos because it's really great visibility and the water's clear and the sharks can't sneak up on you. And that's where most people see their corals coming from. But when you see this footage of where the things like those free living corals, like the the Catalophilia, some of the fungias, some of the cushion corals, like Acanthophilia, Dashtiana, those corals don't live stuck to a rock. They're actually like free floating on top of the mud and silt. And that's a really different environment. So I think people will enjoy seeing that.
That's crazy.
He's always going crazy when people put Catalophilia on the rock. Then he's like, it's like, come on, just for now, leave it there. It opens up. No, just put it in the sand.
It's got to live. It's a sand living coral. So it's the purist in me that can't handle seeing those corals sitting up, stuck amongst rocks. And I know that's what people do in their success.
Because you've seen them in natural environment, you know where they at. So, and I think we should replicate as much as we can. So I'm sure. What about Scullies? Sorry, go ahead, Todd.
Sorry.
I was just curious, where and when will this footage be available?
I'm doing it for Greg's club tomorrow. So I'll be presenting at that meeting. So I think it's yeah. I don't know what time it is over there. It's midday over here when I'm doing it, and it's about this time.
It's 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
It'd be 10 o'clock for you, Todd.
Cool, thanks.
Tian was saying it would be great to see this. Yeah, we can show you, no problem. We have when we go out with the boat, we have internet everywhere now. So we try to get like some live gone stuff, and then I have my programmer here. This month is good. So we're trying to get that little camera to drop it and then live get that pictures to you guys, so you can see all this stuff. Because it's like, for me, it was very strange too, and it's the same thing. This is the same thing Julian is talking about. The same thing with the chemistry. It's the same thing. It's like you need to see it. You need to measure it here. You understand it. It's just not, otherwise you will just go, I don't know, it's just like a fiction, you know, it's not real. And that's really, really good, you know. So we'll try to show it to you, definitely, no problem. And there's like a place where there's staghorns just growing out, that looks like they're growing out of the sand. Just on the side, like everywhere. Staghorns out everywhere out of the sand.
Stag patch. Yeah, stag patches are good for coral trout. So
it's yeah, good fishing ground. But it's funny, you know, like you see even aquapora just shooting out of a sand, you know. So it's different. It's very different everywhere.
And a lot of the
Please go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're going to say about scollies. So scollies, they're actually connected to the reef. So they aren't like the again, those sand living corals. And you can kind of look at the sand living corals and see the way that they're able to balloon themselves up, like inflate themselves. And that's allowing them to constantly rise above the constant sediment that's landing on top. If they were rooted to the bottom, they'd get covered in sediment. So, yeah, it's a different life strategy, I guess.
They're like little boats on top of the mud, if you understand how that works, you know. So
absolutely.
There's so much wave action and stuff, the mud will normally cover them. But it doesn't happen because they're like little boats swimming on top. Like, just crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, it's hard to understand, but we need to show you.
But that's why I guess I don't like seeing them up on a rock face, because they blow themselves up and they can abrade their kind of tissue underneath because they're usually living on sand.
Yeah, and we'll put them in the sand because he is here. So
he'll put them in the sand.
Yeah, just so that know. Just so that know. Any other questions, guys?
Louis, have a question.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ehsan, real quick on your expertise when it comes to trace elements and all this stuff, you know, so many years doing it. So do you see any benefit of those in trace elements in any part of the day, meaning in early before the lights come on, after lights are off, during the middle of the day? Have you seen any differences when it comes to that?
Okay, so now I've not really seen any differences. There is something that you say like about iodine, but it's so unstable anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It'll go away. There's a lot of theories about it. I don't see really a difference. So what I do think is it's important to have it steadily going in there.
Availability.
Steadily is like exactly about the availability time-wise. I would say, like, try to make that monthly thing that you dose every day or every day 5 times or something like that. That would maybe logically make a difference, right? But it's not really important. If you do it once a day, it's not really important if you do it in the evening or in the daytime. In a TRITON method, Luis, there is no day and night anyway, because you have the daytime, you know, in the main tank, then you have daytime but somewhere is always day and somewhere is always night, you know. So I think that's maybe why I can't really tell you about a system that is not like that. So
the reason I ask is because I am doing your mix elements, right? So I was just wondering, you know, I'm doing it early in the morning before lights come on, and I dose the entire day dose at the beginning, you know, like it's only like I think 21 mils, I think it is, of the mixed solution. So yeah, I was wondering if it's better to do it, you know, daytime or nighttime. Well, daytime for the algae or daytime for the corals, you know?
It doesn't, yeah, exactly. It doesn't make a difference, man. So
Okay.
if you could dose this, just to let you know, if you could dose this over the whole day more often, that might make a difference. So if you want to, you know, you can dilute it more. So you do the mix calculator, right? So you do it anyway on your own. So if you add 1 liter of water, just add like 3 liters of water, and then dose the same amount, so 21 mil, 3 times a day. See if that makes a difference. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
That's
okay.
Then you can use a dosing pump and stuff too. So
well, that's why I do it with a dosing pump right now. I'm too, man, I don't have the time to, like, I was doing it by hand before, and then I'll be like, man, did I dose yesterday or did I dose? So I put it in a dosing pump and call it a day.
That's best, Luis.
Hey, Aquakilla, how are you, mate?
Hey, what's going on?
Good, mate. Good. I watched you and Greg this morning. You're part of my morning coffee routine.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
I can't stay up until 1 in the morning every time to watch it. So it's it's my morning.
Yeah.
My morning. I start my day with Greg and Aquakilla and whoever else is on there.
It's so funny. It's so funny, Luis. He's coming in and he's like, oh, you know what Greg said today? You know what Luis said today? Yeah, all right.
Hey, you know, sometimes I say some stuff that is not right. So, you know, I need y'all to correct me. That's why I got you and Ehsan, man, you know.
No, it keeps me up with what's going on in the hobby. So I've got a tank. I need to know, you know, what's new. You guys talk about equipment, talk about lighting. It's good.
It's funny, Luis. It's like there's a little show here. It's like you know, Married at First Sight, you know, and whole Australia looks it. They all watch it, and they at work is like the thing. Not like oh, have you seen this guy? You know, he cheated on that other guy and stuff like that, right? But with Triton, it's like Julian comes in. Oh, you see, Luis said, you know, and Greg, and there was Nick, and they were like, oh, I had a fight.
Live rock.
Funny.
Oh, you're talking about the live rock and drive.
You guys will be famous here.
I'm a hobbyist. I'm a hobbyist. So that's my soap for the day.
That's funny. That's funny.
I love it. All right, that's good.
We've actually got to go from here. We're going to the Cairns Aquarium, so we're gonna
Thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate you so much.
Yes,
it's so good to see you.
Happy birthday for your not birthday. So
no, it's not my birthday.
I know that was crazy.
Oh, that was funny this morning. That was fun.
Last time somebody got me with Father's Day. So I'm like, oh, it's Father's Day. Like you had Father's Day. And I go home and Lani watched my daughter. She was watching it. And she's like, Dad, it's not Father's Day here. Just give up on it. You won't get anything. Just go.
But he'd already gone out and bought himself something for Father's Day for himself because no one gave. So he went and bought a bunch of fishing gear and stuff. So yeah, he's happy.
Oh, it's funny. Thank you guys so much. It's so lovely to see you both.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple months in California.
Can't wait, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See some of you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Go hard. Here you go. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, I stopped recording. How's everyone doing tonight?
Happy birthday.
I
I even did a song. I even did a song for you.
I know. Oh, thank you so much. That was really sweet. I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing. Oh, I had to switch some accounts on because Meta is all between the Instagram and Facebook, and I had to set up the work Instagram, and I was like, well, it's asking me for birthday. I was like, I'll just put the date when I started and like random year, and everybody's like, oh, you're 25. I was like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I started that madness early this morning, didn't I?
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. Hey, Rosso, I got a question for you, man.
Ross?
Yeah, man.
Hey, so are you running the full Triton method?
Yes, have for years.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm actually, my big display tank at the store, I'm actually doing a Triton Moonshiners hybrid.
Okay.
That's why I was asking about the selenium and the barium and rubidium, because I do Triton method, and then I add in the Moonshiners, barium, rubidium, selenium.
Yeah.
And then I do silicate dosing and the liquid mud.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I've been doing it for 4 months now. There's no water changes too, and man, all I can say
Yeah,
is
we do small water changes. Just it's one of the differences between the Moonshiner method and the Triton method. Like they both say don't do water changes, but I also keep an eye on my like dissolved organics and stuff and the aluminum building.
Yeah.
So I find that if I do the water changes, the corals just flat out look better. We've gone a couple of times where we've gone 3 or 4 weeks without a water change, and you could just see the corals going downhill.
You know,
and that's my experience, and I know everybody's experience is different.
Yeah.
But,
I had the same issue.
We start doing a couple of water changes, and they come back. Polyp extension comes back. So I always look at, like, we're talking about trace elements. If you look at a bucket of tropic marin and the ingredients and all of the trace elements that are in it, there are probably 50 trace elements that nobody even talks about. So I feel like getting some of those in there on a regular basis is beneficial. But that's, like, again, that's just my theory.
Yeah, I don't have
anything to prove it.
I had the same issue that you had, but I realized, because I also do N-DOC monthly, right? I do ICP and then I do N-DOC monthly too. And I had the same issue you're talking about, but I found what was the issue, and it was my carbon. The carbon I was using it passively on a bag. So the minute I changed to a reactor and started using rocks, man, all my organics just went down completely.
Yeah.
Like, so my organic carbon was high. I was getting like 8 point something organic carbon, and I couldn't figure out why, because I don't carbon those. I don't do anything. So then I changed, rocks, put it in a reactor, and I'm down, below 4 now. So
yeah, rocks is some good stuff. That's what we run to.
Yeah. But no, man, all I've seen is nothing but improvement with this system. It's pretty good. And
I was a horrible reefer until I came across the Triton method about 10 years ago, and it literally changed my whole reefing career. Like I got a store now, so like I saw success with it.
Nice. Where's your store?
It's in Greenville, South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, he's my LFS.
Awesome. So that's where you get your Core 7 from?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I like Core 7, man. You know what?
No, he wanted the Reefer Palooza.
Yeah. I want it, but that's where I'm getting it from.
Yeah. So I the reason I went, before I switched to Triton, I actually went to the Core 7, right? Because I realized something is that for all these 2-parts that you see out there, for example, in my tank, I was dosing over 120 milliliters of 2-part.
Mm-hmm.
And when I swapped to Core 7, I only had a dose like 20-something milliliters.
Well, it's called Core 7 because it's 7 times concentrated. That's why.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm dosing.
I need to do that too.
I'm dosing 97 milliliters in my 320. So if I was doing like BRS sodium bicarbonate, I would be doing like 600 a day.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's so concentrated, it's not nearly as expensive as people think it is.
I know.
Correct. It's probably, I've used all of the, like, I've tried everything. I've done Brightwell, I've done Fauna Marin, I've done Tropic Marin, I've done Triton, I've done Moonshiners. It's by far the best 3-part, 4-part, whatever you want to call it. It's 100% the best system as far as alkalinity, calcium, magnesium. I don't think anybody else can touch it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I run Moonshiners on some systems too, and I'm having to dose like potassium and strontium and all that stuff. And Core 7, just on its own, I don't have to dose anything. Yeah. Like the potassium and everything stays exactly where it's supposed to be, just with the Core 7.
Nice.
And that's the only system I've ever used that has done that.
Yeah.
And strontium and potassium and iodine are pretty important. And those three they stay stable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had the same experience, man. Same experience.
I hate to do a plug, but if you need some Triton stuff, order it on my website and I'll ship it to you.
There you go.
You're fine. Yeah, I'm rethinking my game too because I'm dosing a lot of soda ash and all of that. It's like 200. What is it? 200 mils a day of
Oh, damn.
calcium.
Yeah.
And about 150 mils of soda ash. Plus, I'm doing 3,800 mils of Kalkwiser a day.
So
Yeah,
I
you'd
just,
be
I just
around
worked
30
Kalkwasser
something.
back into the Triton. So I know he frowns upon it, but I just put Kalkwasser back on a stir. We're only up to about 1,500 mils right now on the Kalkwasser, but I feel like the system works better with a little bit of Kalkwasser too.
Yeah, I don't think he frowns on it for being bad. I think why he just me guessing. I think why he doesn't like it, and we should have asked that question to him, is because you disrupt the so core 7 is a balance element, right? So when you dose Kalkwaser, now you're dosing just calcium and alkalinity, but you're not dosing anything else with it, right? So
Correct.
it kind of somehow disrupt the balance a little bit.
Yeah, I dose trace daily, so if it ends up being an issue on the ICP, then I'll just start dosing some potassium and stuff on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm low like on everything. I'm always on my ICP was the growth that I have in my tanks. So I think that would be probably a good step forward.
If you switch to core 7, it would probably save you some money in the moonshiner stuff as far as the potassium and the strontium and the iodine.
For
because
sure.
you probably won't have to dose it anymore. And that potassium that Andre sells is expensive.
Yeah.
I still use which potassium? I think I have the Tropic Marine stuff.
Yeah, he says to use the Brightwell powder, but he just came out with his own potassium, the potassium UHP. I think it's like $60 or $70 a bottle.
Yeah.
Damn. Holy crap.
No, just get the powder. He sells it in a powder.
Who, Andre does?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant Triton.
No.
Yeah. Bright.
Yeah,
I think I
sell the powder.
Brightwell.
Like
I still have Brightwell. I still use the Brightwell.
Yeah, using the Core 7, I don't even have to ever open the Triton. It just sits on the shelf and collects dust.
Man, have you tried the mix calculator? That stuff is working flawless for me, man. Like, you get all the dailies out of the and then put it in the calculator mix, and man,
I've talked about doing that for about 2 months, and running a store is rough, man. You stay busy, so I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually mix it and get it on a dosing pump.
Yeah,
but it's in the plans. I plan on doing it because right now we're dosing 17 bottles every day.
Damn.
And it's like, yeah, it's a process.
Oh hell yeah! I bet it is.
Russ has some really nice aquarists too. These tanks are beautiful.
Thank you.
It's getting there. What's the name of the store?
Reef Gurus.
Reef Gurus. Okay, I'll look it up. You ship?
We ship dry goods. We don't ship corals yet.
Okay.
Just from incoming shipments, UPS and FedEx scares me. Yeah. There's like so many shipments to get delayed and stuff. So we haven't. I promised myself I wouldn't start shipping until everything that I shipped, I grew. So we're in the process of just growing right now, growing coral. And we'll get to the point to where we start shipping. We're just not there yet.
I'm terrified of UPS, and especially in the industry I'm in. We've had soundboards get to clients, and the corner of the soundboards are crushed and like destroyed. Then we have to end up going out there, and it's a mess. We call them the ultimate package shredders. They are terrible. And like FedEx just doesn't ship stuff. Right.
Yeah, I had 2 broken tanks last week. I've constantly got stuff coming in damaged and crushed just on dry goods. So I know what you're talking about.
Matt, do we want to give anything away tonight?
I had a busy week. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared.
Oh, me
but
too.
I could do a hat if you want to cue something up.
Do you guys want a hat? Anybody?
I just want to win.
Me too.
I don't care what it is.
You guys just want to do a duck race?
Bragging
Oh.
rights.
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Hold on, let me cue up my song.
Quacking along.
I gotta cue up my song. Oh, holy cow, man! If I could turn on the camera, I'm watching the UPS guys at the UPS store loading up the truck, and they're just throwing the packages. This is freaking hilarious.
Oh, turn it on.
I have video of them throwing them out of the back of one truck and then picking them up off the street and
Can you
throwing them in
make
the back of another truck.
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
Can you make his screen shareable for a minute?
Greg,
No, you
Greg?
can't. I can't because I'm plugged into
he's
the car.
driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matt.
No, I've already passed them.
Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you-
I hear you.
Do you have like a camera that like follows you?
So it's the iPad. It does. It will.
Oh,
it will
dude, that's
follow
pretty
me.
cool. I noticed it zoomed in on your face and then it went back. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I switched to the iPad versus the computer. The sound was much better and the camera's much better.
Nice.
Which
I need to get
iPad
that.
version is it?
Oh man, I don't know. I just bought it. I mean, it's only like a few months old.
So it's the newer of the ones.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that, man. I'm old. I don't know. I mean, I just bought it, so it was whatever the recent version of the iPad was.
So do we know any details about the aquatic show this year or next year?
The Aquatic Expo? Is that
Yeah.
what you're asking? Yeah, it's not happening. So that's if you see the Reef Jam stuff, that's kind of the new project that I'm trying to do. That's a show. We're starting it in Charleston.
The club is starting. Yeah.
Well, it's not officially the club. It's Lacey and I are working on it. So it's not an official, but we're trying to get. My goal is to get something to replace the Aquatic Expo in Charlotte, and then also do something in Charleston, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, it's not going to be as big, but it's going to be like 12 to 15 coral vendors, and then we have room to add 5 to 7 dry good people. And so we're going to start there and then see where it goes.
I hate the Aquatic Expo is not gonna go.
Well, quite a few partners in that decided that they wanted to do other things, and so they're doing other things. And some of us do not want to continue if we don't have the partners that we had. So that's where it's at.
I got you.
Okay.
Is anybody coming up to New York for rap?
I did last year, but I'm not coming this year. My work is just way too busy.
Like, I'm joking. You're not. Speak it.
Hey, what was Reef Gurus, right? Russell?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, his store is really close to me. I've known Russell for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I'm just liking it because he's one of the first stores that I've seen being on live. Just using Triton and things like that.
Yeah, and you can buy all the stuff online, and he ships to them. And it's pretty fast. Destiny won a gift certificate, and she bought some stuff, and I believe she got it pretty quickly. I think she ordered the same night. Correct,
Nice.
Destiny?
Okay, you guys can see the duck race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
Go Viking.
It's a different meeting. Oh, I'm not involved in this one. Yo, we're gonna be here for an hour.
Oh, that's an owl.
Nice.
I'm the
An
most
hour-long
colorful
race.
duck.
Oh damn.
Just kidding.
Y'all can't be as colorful as me.
That's 1 hour.
At least I got to keep my little pet.
How do I reset the
Go
time?
to settings. Go to the gear, Alyssa. No, Alyssa.
Oh my god.
We're gonna be here forever.
Happy.
How do I reset the time?
Go to the settings.
Click on the clock. Click on the clock. See if it lets you do it on the clock.
That's a sound. Oh.
There it is.
There you go.
You sure you don't want to be here for an hour?
I'm positive I got a pack.
Yeah, I was gonna win that first one. That's
But
what
it's
happened.
gonna be an hour.
The lead would have changed like 100 times.
Oh, look at that. I might have a chance.
Come on,
You know what
Greg.
they say?
see?
Come
Man,
on,
yeah,
All I
Paul.
do is win, 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 no matter what. Oh,
Come on, Paul.
See,
Too
I'm
early.
getting there.
I hit the nos too early.
What club is this?
Come on, Space Duck.
Come on,
Louis-
Mohawk.
My
Come on,
dog's
Mohawk.
doggone panda.
Almost there. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
jump
yeah.
back.
I'm gonna come from behind. Number 2 is gonna be number 1.
Oh, Destiny.
Uh-oh.
Nick.
Uh-oh, I'm hitting the
No,
second
come on,
stage.
Zeus.
Oh, no.
no.
She's doing it. She's gonna win.
Oh my god.
Good job,
I
Destiny.
did it.
What?
Good job.
That's 2 months in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time.
Man, that was a rig, man.
It's been rigged for a while.
Oh, here we go.
This is
You guys wanna do
a
it again?
rigged game.
Hey, you know that's funny because that's the same way in the other in a Grizz club. Everybody, as soon as somebody was like, "Yeah, that was rigged," that's the first thing.
No, it's been rigged.
Especially if it's 2 in a row.
I
So-
feel a little jaded over here. It's been rigged.
We had the situation, so I won. I wasn't a member.
Okay.
I'm like,
Oh yeah, we
but then
did.
people kept winning, and they weren't members either.
Right.
Or they weren't there. They had already logged off. I'm like, fuck this. I went and
Alright,
paid
you
for
guys wanna
membership,
do
and
the
I won
game?
again. They were
Sure.
all bad.
So what'd you win?
It was just a hat.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I
Greg.
heard Brandy on there.
Who is Greg? Oh, that's Phil.
Phil, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you guys. I thought I was off.
What's up? What's up, Phil?
What's up?
Hell yeah.
Destiny, I will give you a prize. We'll work it out. I'll contact you.
Comes Kevin.
Are y'all in the airport waiting right now, or y'all driving to the airport?
We're heading to the airport. We're late.
Oh, dang.
I had a
Oh,
friend that
no.
just got delayed in Ohio till tomorrow who's flying in for out.
Damn.
He was in the airport all day. Thunderstorms.
Oh man, that's miserable.
Go, Paul. Go. Greg, back up.
There
What?
comes Lewis.
Dang it.
Another one?
Lewis.
Louis,
Oh, here he
no.
goes.
Fine.
Look at that killer.
Come
And
on.
Oh, I didn't know there was another race going on.
There you
I
go.
wasn't
You
on
lost.
the screen.
There you go. Hey, Greg. Sorry, brother. I got you.
Was that you? You won?
Yeah. Finally. The whole time I've been, hey, even on the other club, this is the first time I ever won.
Right.
me that-
Third time.
Hey, hold on. Tell me this was just a race for fun.
For fun.
Yes. You're still a loser.
One more for fun.
Go, Jockeys. Go, me.
I only win when it counts.
That's right.
I'm gonna win.
then no, no.
I'm gonna call Kevin. Watch. Kevin's gonna win this one.
I need to win.
Destiny.
Paul, you're not doing nothing. You're just like
No, I'm on my way.
Hanging back.
Ooh, Matt and you and I.
Oh no.
The
Here
head.
comes
Oh,
Destiny.
Here comes
Destiny. There
Destiny.
we go.
Oh man, that's
Destiny's got some luck.
Again, the purple.
Oh, man.
man.
It is right.
Yes.
That is
It
crazy.
is rigged.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
Hey, somebody accidentally kicked her out.
And here she is. She says she's unlucky.
No,
Yeah, I
my
know.
birthday's tomorrow, so that's what it is.
It is.
Happy
The big
birthday.
3-0. Thank you.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
what about my sweatshirt?
What about it? I haven't seen you yet.
Oh, I know. I thought we were shipping it, but
No, we could ship.
Bro, your screen is freaking me out, man. It looks like you're like in a YouTube interview, and
Yeah.
everything. It automatically zooms in and out on your face. That's pretty cool, man.
so why do you have two screens there, Alyssa?
She's logged in twice.
Oh,
Oh, Greg gone now?
No, I'm here.
Oh, I don't see your icon.
No, my icon's not on my phone.
Oh,
It's on my computer.
gotcha.
Greg, you're flying tonight, huh? For the night?
Yep. Yep,
Mm.
overnight.
Oh, dang.
where are you located? Where are you located at, Greg?
Orange, California,
Oh, dang.
right in the middle of the OC.
Are things calming down over there?
I mean, when you consider that all of that was happening in a 1 square mile area, it was never a big deal.
Okay.
Now, have the ice raids stopped? Absolutely not. Is Home Depot like empty? Yes. Are Mexican restaurants empty? Yes. Will a lot of them go out of business? Probably.
And no more street
But
vendors.
that's the plan. Yeah, no street vendors, none of that stuff. That's all over with.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God.
Damn,
Greg,
man.
is the
Parents can't
barbecue-
go to their
is
kids'
that-
graduation because if you show up at your kid's graduation, that may be the last time you see them. That's just the way it is here.
Wow.
Hey, but I'll tell you where a safe place is. You want to go into a gang neighborhood, there ain't no ice over there.
Hey,
Because they
Greg.
ain't taking not one damn criminal. They ain't taking no criminals. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting in there. They ain't going to the hood. Okay,
Hey,
now what was that, Luis?
hey, Greg, it's time for you to open a tackle stand, bro. Hey, that's a money. Hey, if you open one right now, that's a gold mine.
Man,
A taco truck?
Yeah, taco truck right now. Put it right there where all the taco trucks used to be, where you said they're empty. Put that sucker right there. I guarantee you.
They show up and they're like, wait a minute. Are you Haitian?
Hey,
Greg, is our
Dominican?
favorite barbecue still gonna be open?
Yes. Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. that one can't. They have 5 of those now. They have 5 of those restaurants now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
really expanding. Last year they only had 2. They opened 3 more.
You guys have to try that. It's one of the best food I ever had.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, you could just stay in line and drool for like half an hour before you get your food, by
I
the
know
way.
seeing them take out everybody's food and stuff, or just go around and watch them grill the food out back.
Oh, the smoke, the flavors. Oh,
Yep.
can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
Here's my latest project I've been doing for about 2 months.
Nice.
I've been seasoning my new rock for my new 60-gallon tank. So
awesome.
been just brewing away.
Nice, you got it in a glass tank and everything. Mine is just in a garbage can.
Well, I had a Tang that sadly passed away,
Oh,
and so I just put. I didn't want to take down the system, so I had rock in a bucket with a power head.
uh-huh.
Huh?
Did you say you had a tank that passed away or a tang that passed
A
away?
Tang,
Okay.
a blue hippo Tang. He got beat up by
I
a
got you.
saline wrasse and
Yeah.
didn't make it through the healing process.
I have a question for some people. People that dose magnesium, how much magnesium do y'all dose in a normal day?
Manganese or magnesium?
Magnesium. I'm done asking you though, Miss Elisa.
Oh yeah, you did. Hey, buddy. I dosed today like 300 mils because I'm down to 1264.
Hey, Steph, that's gonna be a hard question for people because a lot of people dose like balance elements, right? So let's say you might ask Matt what he does for magnesium. He might tell you 30 meals because he does 30 meals of everything else. And you might ask Alisa, since she does this like PRS, she might dose 50 mLs of magnesium and
Oh
20.
yeah, depending on the formula too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends
See,
on what you're using.
I get that. What my thing is, I've never dosed magnesium, and on my ICPs, it was low in the summertime and it was high in the wintertime. And I've never dosed it. I mean, I've done my couple of water changes a month or whatever I'm supposed to do, but what I'm wondering is there what's the benefit of dosing it? Because if I've never dosed it, and I still have a successful tank.
You have to keep it stable. It's one of the parameters that alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium. Those are the three ones that needs to be stable.
So
I think.
if your magnesium drops too low, your alkalinity and your calcium will start binding together and falling out of solution. So you
Oh.
keep it in that range as the buffer between the alkalinity and the calcium. So what's low? You're saying it fell low. How low is it?
It fell 1280-ish. Like it's 1400 in the wintertime and it's like 1280 to 1320 in the summertime.
It's still pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Between 1200 and 1400, you're fine. Just keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't keep dropping.
What do you dose? What elements do you dose?
Moonshiners. I'm dosing selenium. Right
Meaning,
now, I'm not.
meaning that your main supplement of like calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity.
Oh, I was just using calc. And I was dosing some sodium bicarbonate in between if it fell out of range where I was having it.
Oh, so you're not dosing any magnesium at all?
Nope.
I wasn't dosing any magnesium at all. That's why I'm trying to figure out, like, so if I never dosed it, I don't know. It's just I've watched it go up and I watched it go down. Is that the discrepancy in the test, or is that it actually going up and it actually going down? And I need to dose.
Did you add more corals? As your corals are growing?
Well, water changes though. Like, have you done? So that's what you gotta look at. If you send an ICP, let's say today, and your
Hi,
magnesium is
Paul.
1280.
Hi, Alyssa. I gotta go to bed. I
And
gotta get up
then-
and do an install more.
If your magnesium is 1280 today, but then 6 months from now, you send another ICP right after your water change, of course that magnesium level is gonna be different, right? So,
yeah, but I was sending a monthly at that time, and it was dropping like 20 a month or 30 a month, and then I guess in the water change it was going back up.
Oh yeah, well that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna go up. I don't know, man. I just don't see how magnesium will go up to 1400, being at 1200, even if you didn't do anything. So it must have been water changes or something that caused magnesium to go up.
Oh, I completely agree that it's probably the water changes. It's just, could I do a water change to not have to dose magnesium?
Get a salt with a lower magnesium number, like the Red Sea blue bucket, like any of the non-pro type salts have a little bit lower magnesium.
What salt are you using now?
I'm using black bucket now.
Yeah, that's a high magnesium
High
salt, man.
alkalinity too.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that's what's giving him his magnesium, so he doesn't have to dose. That's what's
I think
giving
my
him-
last test was 1340. Was on magnesium was 1340.
Well, you know what though? Whoever said that earlier, that's true. Like, I don't think you have anything broken. You're right, because if you're dosing it to 1400 and then throughout the year you only go down to 1280, there's nothing wrong with it. What's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, magnesium is one of those things that you don't have to worry about too much unless it goes. I think I would worry if it go below 1200, right?
Or if it goes too high, your snails will stop moving around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The good old bryopsis.
I was about to say, isn't it good to keep it high to keep away from bryopsis though?
No, that's so bryopsis, the whole bryopsis thing is because of the Tech M, and people believe is lithium is the right, the culprit of
Yeah, it was lithium. At the time, they didn't know it was lithium, but yeah, it was lithium.
But yeah, says I think if it ain't broke, man, don't fix it, bro. That's a good. If you ask, I think that's a good deal. Just do your water changes and let the, magnesium. Every time you see it go down to about 1280, then do another water change.
Yep. I almost closed from my laptop the Zoom call, and
Kick everybody out.
no, the video is converting still. Oh my
Oh.
God, I want to save the video so we can post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to be better at that, aren't we?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we started the YouTube. Apparently our old YouTube is gone. We don't know what happened to it.
So what happened is it was I think it was unintentional consequences. We changed the Google email. And when we changed the Google email, because it wasn't Carolina Reefing, it was CR Hub something. And so we changed the email, we accidentally lost the YouTube channel, which we didn't even realize until was it 3 months later?
Oh, actually longer than that. Because I wanted to post the videos that I've been collecting over the meetings. I was like, well, nobody's doing anything. I better post some of the meeting videos. And nobody knew anything. And I started Googling our YouTube and it was not exist anymore. I was like, what happened? But no, it's all fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who is all still here? Destiny is here. Greg is still here. All the good people are still here. All the fun people. Joshua, I don't know. You've been on here before, right?
Yeah, he has several times.
Yeah, you know who I am.
Oh my God,
yeah,
I
you stop.
know who you are. I met you at the reef, Denver.
In Denver, yeah.
Yeah, reef stock. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hanging out. at the
Welcome back. Yes. We had a great time with Chris Mackley.
Oh, yes, yeah. Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took him to bed.
Yeah, I have to take him to his room because it was time for him to go.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to.
No, yeah. It was time for us all to go to sleep.
I know.
Out of the bar, and then we went to the lobby.
And it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, at least, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
3 a.m. on Saturday.
That was our last fun at the Aquatic Expo, right, Matt?
Yeah, I did driving back to his hotel, which was like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
Who, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Mhm.
And he had a full tank.
Sounds like Chris.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good.
next Orlando Reefapalooza is gonna be epic, man. So
We're doing a Putang barbecue.
well, not just that. So this past Reefapalooza, my cousin brought in some shine and some Puerto Rican style shine, and we only had 2 small bottles, and
I can't believe I didn't try that.
yep, we were
We're
missing in action, so I don't know where we were
just
at.
Destiny and I were sitting by the pool and talking because I thought everybody was gone.
Yeah,
Right, Destiny?
but this year on this next
Yeah, yeah.
Reefapalooza, my cousin is bringing some heat, so we're gonna have some fun. And
Yeah.
Greg, he's gonna bring some extra of the coconut one.
Dang. It's gonna be a party.
Greg liked the coconut one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Destiny and I were just sitting out by the pool because I thought everybody went to bed. I was like, what a losers. And next thing I know, you guys were testing some moonshine. I was like, what?
Yeah, some good stuff. Some good stuff.
Nice. Look at this tank, Joshua. Let's see. Looking
Definitely,
really
man.
good.
Yeah. Really nice.
You in New
Yeah,
York,
lights are
or
just going off, so things are getting tired.
you in New York, right? Or Jersey?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. Okay. Are you going to Reefapalooza?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Well, Saturday.
Nice.
I just popped up this frog tank.
What was that over there? Is that a Palmer's Blue Millie on the right top?
Right top. This?
Yeah, that big one. What is that
Big.
one?
See, I don't know what that is exactly. I got it from a local store, and he said it was a wild frag.
Is it a millie or what is it?
I don't think so. It's got a bigger polyp.
Okay, probably a tort or something. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
it's blue.
It's very blue. It had a problem with bugs for a couple years, but its polyps just all came back. So
Awesome.
Tank looks so good.
yeah. Thanks. It's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
well since I, intercepted it. And I just popped this up over the weekend.
How do you when you intercepted it, do you had any shrimp in there or anything like that?
There might have been a few shrimp. Let me switch back to my computer because I can't really see you. There were a few peppermint shrimp in there. Not that I ever see them, but I'm pretty sure there was 2 or 3. But I had a big aptasia outbreak after, so they probably.
Yeah, so they were keeping it under control. Yeah. What about your paws, man? So did it kill all your paws and everything?
I would assume so. It killed all the bugs, so I didn't really take anything to the microscope to see after. I just dosed pods. So I did it 4 weeks in a row, and then like on the 6th week, I just started dumping pods in.
Dumping pods in the tank. Yeah.
I did pods for like a month.
Yeah, I don't see how some of these people, like some of the vendors, man, they're doing it every 6 months. And but I did hear somebody was saying that if you do it regularly every 6 months and things like that, that the acros get used to it. Like and then if you start doing it, that they react immediately. Like, yeah. So I don't know if that's just, people just, how we are in this hobby. We see something and then we roll with it and think that's the so
They also could be like not using enough and it's not killing off all of the bugs. So then the population starts coming back up, starts affecting the acros or the
Makes
eggs.
sense.
They do it once, there's the eggs. So if they don't
Makes
break the
sense.
life cycle of the bugs, if they're not doing it 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Been, I don't know, like 3 months. So we'll see in another 3 months, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Starts, but I mean, there was a big noticeable difference. I mean, huge.
Oh, yeah.
That blue acro for like a year was looking like it was dying, and it was losing flesh, had no polyp extension. It was like turning gray, and now all the polyps are back. So
Nice.
What's the black bug, red bugs, or the white bugs?
I think they were white bugs from what I found under the microscope. Yeah, I did a pretty big dose. So
Yeah, I
up at
wonder.
Reefstock. Somebody at Reefstock was like, "Oh, I can get it for you." So
Yeah. It's
I've been looking for it
available.
for a while.
Yeah, see, but now I wonder, man, because vendors are doing it every 6 months, right? So, and even some of the vendors that don't bring in, like, agriculture stuff. So, I'm wondering if it's something like that is somehow they're just always able to populate again. Like, meaning that you might dose the tank, you
Kind of
know.
immune to it.
No, like you might dose tank, but it doesn't maybe it doesn't fully kill it, and then if you dose it again, like, I don't know. It just seems like every person I talk to that do it, they do it every 6 months. Yeah.
But if they don't reintroduce stuff to a tank, so like if you did the program and then you didn't introduce anything else to your tank, you'd probably be fine. But if you're keeping adding corals and stuff to your tank, I mean,
I would think most hobbyists can't resist the urge to put in a frag from somebody.
Yeah.
If they dip it, they're like, "Oh, it's good. Yeah, it looks fine." They put it in and it had one bug on it, and all of a sudden you have another outbreak. I mean, that's why I just popped up that frag tank. If I get anything in wrap, it goes in there.
That makes sense. And then you're gonna intercept that. Yeah. That makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'd be nice if somebody come up with a flake food, just like the Angel Plus food.
Yeah, but they took the Angel Plus food off the market.
Huh?
The Angel Plus food is off the market. You can't get it on the website anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, but I think there's a
Get
I
it
think
from
somebody else is
Pirates Reef.
selling it.
Pirates Reef still have it, but he can't sell it on the website. Just hit him up. You got some. You have to DM a private message because of the
company that sells it. You just gotta. I forgot who it is. There's somebody else that sells it.
well,
All right. Well,
Pirates
that's
Reef
good to know.
sells it.
I got a bunch of it if you need some.
Yeah, I have a bunch of it too. I actually just sent somebody some out of my bag because he was having a problem and couldn't order it.
Yeah.
So I sent him a big fistful and said to use that for a couple of weeks.
I did what Greg did. I put mine in my. I got a little fridge for my foods, so I can keep it, preserved longer. I just threw it in the fridge.
I didn't even think about that. I have all my meds in my freezer. I probably should throw that in the freezer with all the rest of my meds.
Yeah.
Thanks. That
was Greg's idea, by the way. Not
Thanks,
my
Greg.
idea. So that's where I keep. Cause see, I do use Greg's recipe when it comes to foods, and so I got like a year supply of Reef Nutrition TDO and 2 different other TDOs with yeast in it, and I have it all in the fridge too.
I've been just doing like mysis cubes. The Brooklyn Aquarium Society, we get together and do a big order. So I make blister packs for like $3. And so I think every 6 months I just get like 10 of them or 15 or something. So it makes it, that's a big discount compared to like $10 a pack.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you that I've been doing Greg's recipe for a while now, months, and it is nice, man. I don't know if y'all ever tried it. Yes, if you haven't,
the yeast.
It's 3 different Reef Nutrition pellets. It's on his bio on Instagram, and then yeast, and then you mix it all up together.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like all my fish just go crazy for that stuff. It's like as soon as my doser drops that stuff, it's like it's gone. All my anties are like just go crazy.
So you're running it out of a doser?
Yeah. Well, it's pellets. Yeah. So not my doser. Sorry, my feeder. Sorry.
Okay.
Which
My
auto
mom.
feeder are you
Auto feeder,
using?
okay.
I got the refractory one. It's the same one as like the hydro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Eheim one, and yeah, I have it, dumping in there every hour.
What is it, like TDO pellets and some other
It's
ones?
yeah, it's TDOs. I think it's the B, the A, and then one different one, the extra small, and then the yeast.
Yeast.
Yeah. If you go
Do
on
you,
his bio on Instagram, he has
yeah.
the recipe there.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's been
Yeah, if you
working.
go on the bio and hit links.
Oh, you still here, Greg?
He left and
You
came back.
No, yeah, no, I never left. I just mute because I'm doing things. I'm in trouble right now. So
are you at the airport yet?
no, we're in the. We parked the car. Now we gotta shut.
Gotcha. Phil, was you?
Yeah, I mix in the TDO extra small sometimes into the mysis I feed.
Yeah.
And then
TDO is the
the little
good food.
pellet, algae extreme for the tang.
Mm-hmm. TDO is good, but damn, my nitrate and phosphate are high as the sky. So I have to
Really?
watch how much TDO. Oh, yes.
What's high
Still,
as the sky?
well, I was at 34 and 0.5. I'm lower now. I did a little bit of carbon dosing and
Or nitrate
I
0.5?
dose it every hour on the hour, and my phosphates are 0.04.
I know. It's that damn freaking carrot brick I have in my tank, I tell you.
Really?
The tank I just showed you keeps pushing up around 0.3, and I keep trying to pull it back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
That's on
lovely
my.
rock I
That's on
have.
my. Oh, you're talking about the KFC rock?
Oh God, yes. The purple bullshit brick.
Yeah, I've got some of that going on in there too.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
My
It's not the
Nuvo.
poorest rock ever.
Yeah. My little tank, the both of my tanks are little, but the smaller tank is that sucker pegs out the Hannah checker. I don't I just get a blinking reading, you know. Freaking.
I had a friend having a problem and he brought some water over and I, mixed it up in my Hannah checker and like it immediately changed color and I was like, oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's gonna peg. Yeah,
Put it in, it was like blink, blink. I was like, no, you got to do
Oh,
something.
I see. Yeah, I see blue. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
it's gonna be high.
You're not gonna waste my sample. Not on this. Go ahead and use API for a little bit before you before you bring. Yeah, I stopped testing the Nuvo because of that, because it keeps pegging the Hannah shaker. So I was like, whatever. The
Kevin,
tank is.
why are you quiet tonight? Kevin has a really nice tank.
I thought he was on earlier, right? Talking.
He's there.
Yeah, maybe he's busy.
I'm here. I'm cooking dinner. Well, dinner's done, but I gotta wait until everybody's ready to eat.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Thank you for
Oh, yeah.
being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was. Here's another thing I experienced, Matt and Alisa, with the Triton, which is pretty cool. I was telling Greg like about a week ago. I forgot when it was, and I was like, man, my Antias, when the lights are out, they're so active now. What the hell is going on? Like I thought they were just fighting.
Mm.
And then last night I sit there, so let me see what's going on. So I sit there and watch them. No, they're freaking eating. They're in the water column, man, chasing food in the water, man. And the only thing I can think of is just stuff coming out of
Pods from the
pods and stuff coming out of their
algae. Yeah,
feeding.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. They never did that. They always, when the lights were off, they would hide in the rocks. And now they're just constantly, you can see them, just chasing food.
I have to expand.
Do I have what?
Do you have any shrimp like cleaners or peppermints?
Yeah, I got peppermint shrimps and I got pistol shrimps in there too.
I wonder if it's the peppermint shrimp holding eggs, releasing the eggs, and then
That
they're
could be
out.
too. Yeah, that could be too. But they are active, man, at nighttime. Just you can see it, man. They'll be in the water column and they shoot and like grab something, and then they go back into the water column. They shoot, and you know they've been doing it for like over a week.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I know I don't have the Antheas like the regular one, but my blotch Anthea, that's one thing I learned about Antheas, that she is nowhere to find during the day, but early in the morning before lights, she gets her breakfast. And when the lights are out, she's out waiting for her snack. Like they're more like no light feeders.
Yeah, well, they're deeper water fish too, so
Yeah.
they probably prefer lower light.
Prefer not to eat during the light. Yeah. It's funny. Her nickname is Ham, and she'll like every time light goes off like around 9:30, she'll just sit in a corner like waiting for her little snack. It's so funny.
So I wonder if their eyes adapted to lower light, so they actually see better in lower light, and so that's why because like owls do the same thing. Like an owl will not. I mean, even if there's a squirrel or something right below them, they will not even attempt to go after it unless it's dark, because they just cannot see as well with that light. But once it gets low light, they see much better. Their clarity goes up, and that's when they feed. And I wonder if there's something similar with that Antheus, because it's a deep water, probably lower light.
Can't hear you, Greg. Sorry.
Don't those Antheus stay like at the bottom of the rocks too?
I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Me or Greg?
I think it was you. I heard something about bottom of the rock, but that's all I heard.
Don't those the blotched Antheus stay more toward the bottom of the rock? Like they stay lower in the tank anyway, don't they?
Not necessary. I don't think so. Greg is trying to say something because he knows
Alright.
he's Antheus.
Can you hear me
But
now?
Yep, we
yes,
hear
we
you.
can hear.
Okay. It's a cave dwelling species. So they're collected in a cave. They're not open water swimmers. They just kind of hang out in a cave.
That explains why whenever I see videos of them, they're always like up against the rocks or up in a cave.
Yeah, those and the what's the one with that's like pink and orange with the spider like on the eye? Can't remember what that one's called.
Sunburst.
Sunburst. Same thing.
Man, I used to see those sunbursts all the time, and I can't remember the last time I saw a sunburst Antheus.
Yeah, me too.
I picked one up like maybe a year and a half ago, and it died in my quarantine.
I haven't even seen them. Like, I used to see them. I mean, it was over 10 years ago, but I used to see them like fairly regularly. They would come in on orders, but I have yet to see them in quite a long time.
Look at that, Matt.
You know why, right?
No, I have no idea.
They get big.
Say that again?
They get big.
Oh,
they get big?
It's a big species.
Yeah, like my blotch Antheus is getting so fat. Her nickname is Ham.
Aqua Killer's got some macro.
Dude, that's what I was talking about earlier, man. And I just pruned this thing last week. It's crazy.
You got Chato and Calerpa?
Yeah, that's the Shado only. Well, it's got some over there and over there growing, but this is all shado, and then this is all 3 different caulerpas, and there's atomic broccoli in there. There's all kinds of other, and it's crazy, man, because the atomic broccoli is still growing, but it's completely covered by the caulerpa. If I move it, you can see it is in the bottom. But yeah, that's like the fern caulerpa and the gray caulerpa, and then there's one that is like a solid leaf caulerpa.
I've been having trouble with my Cato. It'll grow, fill out my whole container or 3/4, and then just start falling apart into like little shreds.
Um,
Iron deficiency?
Those and ICPing every month.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I don't know, man, because like I said, I dosed that course 7, so it has all that crap in it that Ehsan already, you know.
Maybe it's pulling it all out before my ICP goes in. I don't know. But keep resetting it back down, and then it seems to do well.
Where are you dosing the elements at?
I'm doing the Captivate trace sheet and then mixing up a month's worth. Where am I dosing them at? The next chamber over, closer to my. Downstream. I'm dosing them downstream from it.
Try dosing it into the algae.
No, all right.
Yeah, look, that's what I got that from the TRITON method.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the camera up real quick. Look. Damn, how do I flip it? Okay. See right there?
Yeah.
So that's more water coming from the overflow, and all the elements go in there. So they have to go through all these algae before they go back into the tank.
All right.
Man, that looks like a big garden down there.
Yeah, you got a lot growing.
Oh, dude, watch this. All right.
Yeah.
It's all that is covered. But anyways.
Yeah, that's what my Cato looked like a month ago. Like for 3 months, it was like solid. The whole thing was almost full. I was ripping out, like softball sized chunks, and then all of a sudden it just fell apart again. It's the 3rd time it's happened in 2 years.
Yeah, what light are you using?
I have 2 Toonsy lights on it.
Are they pinkish red color?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. See, I went with the daylight spectrum, man, and that.
I did too, and it actually works way better.
Yeah, like and if you look at the lights that I got over it, it's just basically I got 2 pixels per each chamber, so basically 4 pixels, and they're the Aquascaper, which is like a daylight,
Oh, the Aquascaper pixels. All right.
Yeah.
Put 3 pixels up over that frog tank, and it's 2 of their white ones and 1 of the blue ones, not the Aquascaper, but the other 2.
Yeah, the reefer and the fragger.
So it's 2 reefers and a frogger.
Bro, let me tell you, in my Nuvo, I have those, but those at a 2-to-1 ratio, you do 2 fraggers, 1 reefer, dude. That spectrum is beautiful.
Yeah, it seems so good. Good so far. I was thinking about getting another fragger to put in there, so it's 1-to-1.
Yeah,
I'm doing 4 because I hard tested it, and like right in the center where all 3 of them are hitting, like up on the higher frag rack that I showed you.
Yeah,
I'm getting like 260.
Yeah.
But then next to that on the bottom of the tank, I'm getting 160, and on the ends, I'm getting like 100.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about adding a 4th one on there just to bump it up a little bit more, especially because it's not even full. The tank's only like, I don't know. It's a little more than half full. So when I fill it up, it's going to be even lower.
Yeah. I really like those lights, man. And I keep saying this. I tell people all the time that if I could do it all over again and I had the money to do it, I would light my entire tank with them. I would run a bunch of them, like next to each other, just the pixels, because, man, there's no other light in the market to me like that, right? That doesn't need a fan, doesn't need a controller, doesn't need an app, and is able to take it's able to be installed in high moisture areas, right? Because it doesn't have really any electronics exposed, and they just work, man. And you use a little scheduler, you know, put the
Yeah.
little time that you want in there, and when they come on and when they turn off.
Yeah, I'm happy I finally got them set up. I won them not last Christmas, but the Christmas before on Tank Talk with Tian, and they've just been sitting here in a box. I had used one to grow some phyto, but other than that, I hadn't really played with them. So I'm happy we got them set up. I modified, they sent like a tank stand that sat on the tank, but I was not into that. So I cut it and drilled it into my wall and mounted it to the wall. So it's coming out of the wall as like an L bracket.
Nice.
Works much better than having it to sit on the tank.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's I run the X4s over the tank, so I on the newer tank that I'm probably gonna put up here soon. That's probably what I'm gonna go to, or full, you know, X4.
Soon? You're not gonna do the new tank? Come on.
Well, like I said,
Hesitant. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of risk.
yeah, you know, I trust me, I want to do it soon. But today, I was, like I said, you know, I was having a conversation with Greg about this too, and I was
told
like,
him to quit being a bitch.
I was looking at the tank and I was like, man, it's looking so good. I don't want to disrupt it. You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything to change it. It's doing so good, you know?
Yeah, it's in its stride. Yeah, my plan with this frag tank is to plumb it into the whole system, and I have a bigger sump to do that with a filter roller. And I'm just like afraid of like tearing apart all the plumbing with the tank full of corals on top, you know?
Yeah, I see. That's. Did we lost Luis?
I think we lost him mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His phone must have died.
Because he doesn't. Yeah, no, I don't blame him. Like I wouldn't want to do anything in my tank right now. Everything is so stable. Why disrupt the ecosystem?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with it.
Mm-mm.
Smallest thing could like
Unless
change.
you do it slow. Unless you do it slow in baby steps, like transferring, or I don't know. I can't imagine. Right?
That's where I'm at. I'm finally at a state of stability, and I'm like, well, I could do this stuff, but why?
Exactly. Everybody's telling me like you need a bigger tank. I was like, no, I don't want anything. I don't want to change anything. Everything is stable. Everything is good. Why?
Right.
If I wouldn't have had a frag tank, I wouldn't have done it.
I'm finally in a state of grow out, so I'm like, all right.
But remember, guys, we're not talking about us. We're talking about him. We want him to do it.
You're not helping Greg him, huh?
Hey, I'm an enabler.
Oh. My gosh, New York. God, I'm so jealous.
Lisa, your audio is kind of funky, or either that or my ears are funky.
Oh, it's probably is because I'm outside.
Oh, it's kind of wavy. Oh, you're just off your Wi-Fi a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Anybody in the market for something new? Any new equipment or?
The only thing I can think of is a bigger tank.
I just bought me a new doser.
Oh, what kind?
Red Sea.
Oh, I heard good things about that one. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're just kind of wavy, but go ahead.
Okay. Probably down too. I heard good things about the Red Sea. That's good.
It was really easy to set up. I will say that, like, get it calibrated and all from never having a doser. It was very easy to set up.
Yeah, you do have to check the calibrations every once in a while because it will fall out.
Why do you need to check the calibrations?
Because it doesn't stay. Like if you actually tell it to dose, it's normally 4 mils, but you get to the point after a while. I don't know why. So, but you'll get to the point if you check it, it won't be dosing 4 mils anymore, and you have to recalibrate it.
Yeah, but okay, so let's say you're dosing A and B or something, right? And you're watching your alkalinity and your calcium. So you're dosing A out of it. You're watching your alkalinity. Your alkalinity is stable, right? And the doser is not dosing as much as it used to be, but your alkalinity is still stable. Does it really matter how much you're dosing as long as you're meeting your need?
Yeah, I don't really have that experience. Most of the time, my alkalinity starts dropping, and I increase, and then when I check it, it's the dosing starts falling out.
Yeah, but if you just increase the amount you're dosing to keep up with that and just ignore the calibration, you'll still keep up with your need.
Well, and the other thing that happens is it also monitors how much is left in your cylinder, and then that's incorrect.
Yeah, I could see that. That you make a good point there. I just feel like it's an extra step, and when you have like 7, 8 dosing heads going around and recalibrating them feels like a chore. And I just, watch the reservoirs anyways,
Yeah. Well, you'll know it definitely, Louis.
Oh yeah. I mean, my lines are probably caked with kalkwasser too.
Yeah, oh yeah. The ends of them definitely.
Oh yeah.
So
Sorry,
no new equipment, but I did get a new Goni today. Oops.
Nice.
What colors?
Pink and yellow.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Hey, Joshua.
Yeah.
I normally take a small little cup of white vinegar and I just dip my lines in it briefly, and all that stuff goes away.
Nice. Yeah, but what about what's in the tube? Like, do you run anything through the tube to flush it?
I don't, but like it clogs up at the end. And when I dip it, like some of the tube clears out because it's immersed in the white vinegar, and most of the time that's enough to clear it.
Makes sense. Yeah, every now and then I just kind of break off what's on the end.
Yeah, I've been there. I flick it.
Yeah.
Is that for kalkwasser?
Calc or alk, either one.
Yeah, alk usually more than the calc, but yeah.
Well, kalkwasser, there's a trick that works flawless, and it works for the alk too. Are you using RO tubing?
Like this? Calc, yeah.
I am.
So if you're using RO tubing, what you do is at the end of it with a razor, cut it X, right, and then split the 4 little tabs. Yeah, split them open, and it never clogs up ever.
Man, you are a genius.
Yeah.
Because all I do is like every couple days, I just like squeeze my tube and get all the residual out.
I don't know. Sometimes I have like a 2-inch chunk of calc sitting.
I can show you a picture of the way on the way I have it on time, because see, with TRITON I don't have that problem with the nozzles that I'm using, but with Reef Pro I was having that problem too. It was basically getting that precipitation freaking and I saw it. I don't want to take credit of this, but I saw this somewhere on Facebook. This guy was showing it, and
just give it to my hand.
Oh, I don't know.
Greg, mute yourself.
No,
sorry.
No, he's fine. It's fine. I thought he. But yeah, it. So I saw it on some guy was showing it, and I was like, you know what? Let me try that, and it works flawless, man. Yeah, you just split the
Makes
tube.
more sense. Yeah.
Split it with a razor blade.
Like the 4 ways, like the little flower.
Yeah, there you go, and they're about like a 1/4-inch tabs, little 1/4-inch tabs, and you spread it out like that. Yeah, it doesn't do it ever.
So I got
brilliant.
Earlier, the TRITON guy was mentioning something about methods that raise DOCs. Was he bringing up like a single dosing method, like Alpha Reef,
Yes.
something that'll raise your DOCs over time? Was that what he was kind of
Well,
alluding to?
no, yes, no. What he means, and okay, I'm you can question him later and talk to him later. This is where I get from it is that when you use Alpha Reef, and especially in a tank and like in a bigger tank, right? It is organic carbon, right? So once you start dosing it, the tank, of course, is growing, right? So it's gonna want more, right? You're gonna have to increase it because your demand is gonna get higher, right? So you're gonna get to a point that it also is gonna start taking down your nutrients, right? So now you're fighting the tank to basically keep up with the alkalinity calcium demand, but then now you're gonna suffer from nutrients, right? So it's gonna keep lowering the nutrients, and basically that's the whole. You're gonna have that issue the whole time, and at the same time, it does increases your organic carbon, right?
Yeah, your DOC level, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they were talking about on Reef Retreat, somebody was talking about that and Salem posted pictures, but there wasn't any description, so I was like, okay, what is that about?
Come in on Saturdays on his live stream on Instagram and ask him the question. He'll explain it perfectly. I just explain it with my level of expertise, which is like from 0 to 1 is probably closer to 0. But so
It's the second time in 2 weeks I kind of heard something like that about Alpha Reef.
Yeah, dude, join his live stream on Saturdays. It's awesome, bro.
I'm usually busy on Saturdays. It's not.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm like triple booked this Saturday, but I'm gonna go to Reef Stock because I got a friend flying in town for it. So, but I've been getting messages all day from everybody else. Like, you coming to this? You coming to that? I'm like, no.
Which Reef Stock are you going?
Sorry, Rap.
Oh, Rap. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Sorry, earlier my phone died.
Yeah.
Oh, we
called it.
figure you didn't finish your sentence. What was he talking about? Remember, Matt?
I don't.
I couldn't remember now.
Yeah, I have no idea what I was talking about. All I could think was like, oh shit, my phone died.
Oh, it was you not wanting to set up a new tank.
Oh yeah.
You're worried about your current tank.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I
Greg
agree
called
with
me.
you.
Greg called me a biatch. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm just, when your tank is doing.
Hey, you know what? Can you hear me okay? Because I'm
Yeah,
outside
you're good.
again.
You're good.
You know what Chris Mackley once said? Rifu is your gut. If your gut tells you not to do it, don't do it.
No, I don't think it's the gut telling me not to do it. I think it's the fact that when I walk up to the tank and I'm like, man, everything looks so good. Why should I disrupt this thing? Just let it grow. Keep the tank in the garage. Leave it there for a year. I don't care. Let this thing. But at the same time,
Exactly.
yeah,
Have 2 tanks.
Exactly.
I don't want. That's
See,
why I don't want.
that's your gut right
I've
there.
got 4. I'm running 4 tanks right now.
I don't want no more than 1 tank. I want to go to 1 tank. That's it. I got 2 right now, and that's too much.
Yeah.
And then the problem with me is that I'm an equipment junkie like some of us, and I got 2 tanks that are running independently, and both have alkalinity testers. They both got dosers. They both got everything you can think of, So it's like I don't need all that, man. I just want 1.
Which alkalinity testers are you running?
Right now I'm running the KH Keeper from Refactory on both, but I'll order the Aquarist.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the Aquarist is no brainer, man. It's at first I was hesitant, but then I started seeing more and more people and some, most of the most experienced people out there, and it is a no brainer, man.
How
All
much
right,
is
kids, we should probably go.
Okay.
It's getting a little late.
Oh man,
think.
we can do this all tomorrow on Craig's.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Let's do it tomorrow.
Alrighty.
Yep. Have a good night.
I'll see y'all later.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, guys.
Hey, thanks for joining, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night.